That's a bad idea.
Putting drinks with computers.
Just the cord drink. Yep, sure.
Yeah. I dropped my laptop down a flight of stairs in my now old house, which was had completely concrete floors, and it looks fucked, but still works.
But it works. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Was it a little one or a big one?
Kind of a big one.
Oh, okay.
Understand, it can't be bargained with, it can't be reasoned with, it doesn't feel pity, or remorse, or fear, and it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead. Jason. Ellis. Viking. Moose Knuckle. Red the Dragon. Night. Danger. Canada. Uncircumcised. Philanthropy. Stupid stuff. Supercross. Pain. Simple. Machete. Fashion. A scintillating bloodbath. A hellacious fury. Evil. Cannabis. Interesting thing. Awesome. Radio. Take your skirt off. Let me see your tits. Take your panties down. Let's see what you got. I'll part your butt cheeks. Take a look. I want to see inside your beaver. What's that?
It's the Jason Ellis Show. With Jason Ellis.
Bend over and let me see your ass.
Michael Zully.
I fucked everybody who ever asked me to.
Andrew Bruce.
I'll have one joint, please.
Kevin Kraft.
Yeah, I sucked that dick off too.
And Will Pendarvis.
Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis. Also blowing up.
Jason Ellis. This is the Jason Ellis Show.
Don't think. Feel.
Balls. Welcome to the show. Yeah. It's going to be a good show, everybody. I'm basing that on absolutely nothing. I haven't seen Will today, so I'm not sure if Will's even here. So maybe it's not going to be a good show. Maybe it's a terrible show. I don't know. I've got to keep going, though, right? I mean, if Lance Armstrong thought it was going to be terrible a couple of times in one of those 7 races that he won, and then he stopped, well, he wouldn't have won. And now where would he be? So you got to keep going. Am I right, Will?
That's right.
Fuck yeah! Yeah. You know what I mean, Will? Man, I'm looking at my face on YouTube singing that song. I was really into that.
The Christmas one?
No.
Oh, just now?
Just now, yep. I really dedicated myself to that song. Yep, that was the song. I'm a simple man with simple needs. I mean, would a bear write lyrics? No. It's a singing bear. A one note. End of song. It's like punk. You know, punk songs, and that's it.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Right? I fucking hate that shit too. 7 seconds. I still love that band. But they had like 2 songs. It was like, who's the first song? Fucking assholes. It's not funny.
Yeah, like I guess like the first person who ever thought of that joke ever, that was probably pretty funny. Hey, here's a new song. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, wow, oh my god, I thought they were gonna play a whole entire song.
Wait, Cool Beans, weren't you trying to do that the other day?
Yeah, I wanted to do You Suffer by Napalm Death.
And they made a funny joke where they do a song for 5 seconds.
They don't really make a joke.
It's deadly seriously 5 seconds. And there's no humor in it
You don't
at
think
all.
they saw any humor in making the shortest song ever recorded according to the Guinness Book of World Records?
I'm sure they did, but it was 30 years ago, and I don't even know if anybody
Humor was different then, Michael.
that recorded that song.
Oh, are they one of those? Are they like the Menudo of death metal?
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
Really? No original members?
Yep.
That's odd. That's false advertising.
People buy it though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of more or less go into their own singer.
It's pretty sad though that
Oh.
somebody took over and then they made a 5-second song. I mean, way to rip that band in half.
Wait, so you're saying that like the classic lineup singer is still the singer of the band? Is anybody? Because people can come before, like Iron Maiden had a singer before Bruce Dickinson, but nobody really totally cares about that guy. Everybody knows the Bruce Dickinson band, so the fact that he's not original is not all that important. Is anybody who was important during the classic era of Napalm Death, not to imply that that era has ended, still involved with the band?
The first album they put out, they wanted this guy doing the bass on the record, and he couldn't do it, and then joined the band on the next album, and he's been in the band for the longest.
Okay, that counts.
Hey,
Albums with their own songs.
speaking of metal, guess who texts me right now?
Rob Flynn?
Yep. From Machine Head, he's gonna come on the show. Right?
That's cool.
See, I just remembered. Remember that song when the band that die that we're in?
Mhm.
Remember when I did that song, the song where I was like, I didn't feel like I was musically gifted enough to have my own song. I was like, you guys just do it. And then Christian was like, you got to have one. If you don't have one, it looks like you don't care about the song. I think we were like hating each other too.
It's possible.
So I did a little bit of it, and then he just made that the song with no lyrics.
Mhm.
And I was like, whatever. I don't know how to write lyrics by myself anyway, so I just gave up. So that song is like a weird half a song.
Wait, you didn't write the lyrics to it?
Well, they didn't get to. He just finished it without telling me, and said, "Here's your song."
Wait,
And I was like, "Wait, it's not
you mean the guitar or the vocals?
the vocals. There's no lyrics."
Well, there's like a line.
Yeah, but that was like,
That was only supposed to be the start of it?
yeah,
Oh, I see.
whatever. But that it reminds me of the song that I just sang. One note,
Yeah.
not a song. That's it. I can't be bothered. What about if that's what happens, Michael, with the YouTube generation and fast things and getting sick of things faster and faster?
Yeah.
The new songs become like Cool Beans loves all the new songs because they go for 3 seconds. Andrew, you're a pop guzzling motherfucker. If they started doing like 45-second songs, would you be pumped on that? Of hot jams, you know what I mean? Like, right? See?
Yeah, just nothing but a hook. It was going that way a while ago, and then I don't know whatever happened. There was going to be a new format of pop station that was just going to play condensed versions of the hits.
What? It didn't happen, or it did? What are you guys
If
laughing at?
it did, it didn't take off.
Man, what?
Why must you?
Why do you come? Forget he's even here.
I don't. I've just grown tired of cajoling him in here before we sign on because he so loves making this entrance. He's like the fucking Fonzie of radio.
All right. Here he comes.
to start with when everybody else is here.
Okay, well now you've strutted in here. What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Nothing. That's the way. I was waiting for. I had nothing to add to the fucking conversation, and I looked up. I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to leave pretty soon. So.
Ah.
Did you when we were talking Napalm Death?
Yeah.
What's the fuck is that? Is that the quickest song ever?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Play Napalm Death, Andrew! Yeah, it's something like that, but it also has guitar. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You've more or less heard it.
Here we go. Napalm Death. Wait, here we go.
No.
You're trying to say that there was not any intentional humor in that song, and Napalm Death were legitimately, seriously trying to do something there. Right, I swear to God, you're lucky you said that. We're gonna go old school.
I got 3 million views.
I think we should beat him up or electrocute you or something. Let's play like electrocuted dog on a pony
When that come out? That dropped in like the 70s or some shit.
with the fuck butt machine.
No, I'm gonna guess. Let me guess. I'm gonna guess. 86.
What?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Well done.
What's been going on with you, Jude? I haven't seen you for like I don't know,
I went to Ellis.
5 hours.
I finally went to Ellis's.
Yeah.
Jason's always invite me over for parties, but I don't like the sun and I don't like windy roads.
Yeah, I talked to you about that on the show. What is your fucking deal? Because you don't seem. I mean, yeah, you're a white guy, but you don't seem extra pasty. But
I'm white, bro.
yeah, but you will like not go in the sun. You hate it. That's weird because the sun's
Pool
good
parties,
for you.
Man, I don't like
Yeah, but
pool
you don't-
parties. It's moist. It's moisture. It's moist.
Be poolside.
Hey, I'm the guy, poolside guy. Now get in. No, I don't
Is there something about? Is it you just don't want to take your shirt off around people or something?
I'll take my shirt off, but I don't even look good with my shirt off. It's not like
There's no reveal.
no. It's no surprise.
I'm with you. Nighttime is the right time.
Yeah, like I'll take my shirt off. I'm wearing a white beater. I'll wear that right now. I'm talking with y'all, but like,
Yeah. Will you wear that in the pool?
I would take off my whole fucking shirt.
Okay.
When I was a fat kid, I would swim with my shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody can tell people are fat when they
That-
have t-shirts.
Yeah,
You know what I
especially
mean?
when they're in the pool.
That doesn't draw any attention to it
Nope,
whatsoever.
not at all.
Well, it was.
See, this is weird. All this time I thought he was fat. Turns out he's Mexican.
Yeah, well.
That was a different time. It was a different Jude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously.
One, I had less I was insecure, and two, there was just less fat people.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you fit in with everybody, huh?
Oh yeah, like you fat kid swimming. He's the majority. He's not the minority here.
You really think that?
Yeah.
Not everywhere, right?
Not where your kids go to school.
No, I wouldn't say they're. Yeah, they're mainly not fat.
What percentage of kids, say age 10, are overweight
I bet you.
or obese?
10%.
I bet you 50. I bet you it's closer to 50%.
I was gonna say right in the middle. I would
Yeah.
say
30.
35. That's what I'm gonna guess for overweight.
Yeah,
not
that's what I mean.
obese.
That's what I mean. Overweight.
Yeah.
Like.
Overweight, there's some latitude there. I've been a little overweight and not been technically overweight.
I
You got to
think
be
I could,
overweight
yeah.
to be overweight.
I think I could be. Look it up. 10 years old. 10 years. Kids fat nowadays, bro. They little fat motherfuckers.
Hey, you do ketamine, right?
I haven't, and I'm gonna do it again after Christmas. After Christmas.
Have you heard about? Because I did Dr. Drew Penske's podcast, and he said that there's a new thing going around where you can do that, and it cures you from your addictions.
By making you addicted to ketamine.
I don't know, dude. Look, can you? I know I've got Andrew googling his fucking ass off right now, but I don't think. Shit, I don't think Dr. Drew's alive.
30%. Why are they doing all the different numbers? Just give me a big number.
I know.
Radical ketamine therapy. Yo, you know what I did here is if you swallow the drip, it crystallizes. When you do K, you shouldn't swallow the drip. You got to spit out the drip.
There you go.
Because it'll crystallize and fuck with your bladder.
What have you got, Michael?
For 6 to 11-year-old children, obesity in children was 4% from 1971 to 1974. By 2009, 2010, it was 18%.
Woo!
So, and I believe
That's just obesity, bro.
You're right. That is
That's
just obesity.
That ain't even just like overweight.
Holy
that's like
shit.
That's like you're a fat motherfucker. Like I was obese when I was a little kid.
Were you really?
You know, like,
Obese?
I
think you're just fat.
at my biggest I was 240. I'm like
What are you, like
167 right now.
6'9"?
Yeah, I was 6'9", 240. I could dunk. My post game was crazy.
Just feed me in the block and let me go to work.
Straight up. Feed me. Pivot, duck under.
What's this
Got 'em.
ketamine shit? Andrew, what'd you find?
All right.
Wait, I forget. I like alcohol.
Selling the shit out of it, Michael.
So I go to 7-Eleven. I'm like, what is this crap?
This tastes
And
weird.
why have they devoted so much shelf space to this?
Oh, what is this?
Do you accidentally drink it because you don't know what it is, and then be like, not so bad, and then get back into it?
This energy drink is making me feel sleepy and awesome.
The only thing when I was doing the ketamine a bunch, it would make me not want to eat that much, and I would just end up eating oatmeal. I think I survived on oatmeal for like 8 months.
Man, that doesn't. Yeah, I'm not into that. You love oatmeal?
I fucking love oatmeal. Hot
I'm
shit.
starting to realize you're kind of like an old man.
I've been an old man.
Yeah.
I've been an old man since I was a child.
It makes because you want to eat weird old man food.
Yeah,
Like, we talking about flavored oatmeal?
Nah, just some butter and some honey.
Well,
Cream
that's
of wheat.
flavored. Okay.
Yeah, cream of wheat. I love that shit. And I won't even stir it up because I like the lumps.
Yeah, you're fucking weird.
Shit's
You're a
awesome.
weird ass old man.
Fucking grits.
So you've been pumping the book a lot, but you look like you're pretty energized right now. You don't look like you're suffering in any way.
I turn it up when I come in here and talk to y'all.
Right, and
then
then you're gonna
leave
crash.
And I crash.
Yeah.
I was complaining on my IG live yesterday. I was like, I just want a girl to come over and like sleep with me and leave. Like I just want.
And why can't that I mean obviously you've done that, right?
No, because I don't have like the chicks I sleep with. I'm cool with. You know, like I'm cool.
They
with.
don't leave.
Well, we hang out a bit. It's not just they
And
come
that-
fuck and then they bail.
And you hate that bit.
I just don't have the energy for it. Like I would love to get contact and some pussy, but like I just don't have the energy for
What
it.
about if you have her come over and
Just
you're
get married.
Yeah.
What about if you're What about if you're just a
You're trying
lazy
to foreplay.
Yeah. What about just being a bit of a lazy companion? Like can't you just explain to them that you're not gonna really talk to them right now? Like
Maybe. Yeah. That.
don't be so goddamn entertaining. You know what I mean? Like fuck them and then just switch off.
Netflix and fuck.
Yeah, I've never done that, but you could do that.
I bet you know what? I think you can if it's presented the right way. I think.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, look, if you want to come by, I'll practice on an imaginary.
You
dog.
could have like some chicken or some some pizza or something.
That's the whole. I don't want to feed. I just don't want to deal with. I just want them to come, fuck, and leave.
Do you want to practice pitching this to me and Jason?
Yeah.
You can be the girl.
What's up, boy?
Hi.
Hey,
Hi. What's up?
chilling. So I was thinking, I really want to sleep with you, but I don't have the energy to do anything else. So if you'd like to come to my house and give me some pussy, I would try my hardest inside of your pussy, and then I'll give you a lift home.
Hashtag private feeling.
That's kind of cool, but still, I would like just a little bit of attention as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, you would get that while we're naked and I'm inside of you.
I'm hungry. Have you got anything to eat?
What if I send him home with like I got like a half a loaf of bread? I could send him home with some olive loaf. Like,
What about a little fun pack with like a photo of you and I and like a little sandwich for the drive, maybe a juice? I like juice.
I'm so dehydrated right now.
I
Where's
know.
my Camelback?
I think I'm gonna faint.
Can I sleep in your bed?
Oh, see, this is what I don't. Even this is too much energy. I don't want any of that.
I love sweater weather.
Yeah.
Why won't you show me your naked ass?
Every time, by the time girls see my butt, it's too late. It's too late.
Smart.
I've already ejaculated.
Yeah,
I'm going to get a towel.
I think that's why God sends so much
Man, what is
adult
your
acne
towel deal?
to men's asses.
Yeah.
'Cause by the time those gets unveiled, it's pretty much too late.
That's what you were wanking on about last night.
Did
the
you say
towel
what is
thing.
your towel deal?
Yeah. He fucking has to wipe off with a towel after some really like no shower. It's just only the towel thing. Like you just
I'm
grab.
very paranoid about it. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, but how
shower
is that? But
afterwards.
how is that paranoid to just wipe your dick with a towel
I
afterwards?
wash my dick in the sink.
Yeah, but I know, but it's just I don't know. I feel like washing your dick in the sink isn't. I mean, a shower destroys washing your dick in the sink.
But here's the deal: I like to smell a pussy on me after I fuck. But
So
I
you
still
don't
want
wash
on
that
my
much
dick.
off. Oh, like so you keep.
It's on my face and
What
shit.
about What about on your balls?
I wash that.
Okay.
But I leave the pussy on my face.
But can't you get some of the stuff that you're worried about on your face?
Maybe.
You could just get like a little.
You don't make any sense.
Like a
Jim.
little,
I'm stupid.
like you get like a bucket of
Okay.
you get like a bucket of Listerine and lower your penis into it every time you have sex.
That's not the worst idea.
It's
They
not.
used
You
it to
could-
cure gonorrhea back in the day.
What about-
germs on contact?
You ever see that? You ever see that movie where they got the germs in the lake or whatever and makes their skin fall off, the log cabin shit, cabin fever or something it's called?
Yeah.
And the guy fucks the girl and her bit of her skin on her back starts to come off. So when he's pissing in the toilet, he pours Listerine on his dick while he's pissing.
That's what I can do.
It didn't fix it. He died. Spoiler alert.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't think that Listerine or any of that stuff works.
It's for my own brain. I just need to do these things.
Yeah,
You go
it
pee.
seems it's a very old man crusty move. It's weird because I've hung out with you before. You got really hot chicks that want to bang you, and it's like that means when you fuck this chick. By the way, one of the chicks that I'm bringing up, I just saw her last night for some weird reason. She posted a video of a dude naked and his number, and I'm like, that's what that chick does.
She's the worst.
Like if you bang her and then you leave her, she will post a video of you naked,
Butt-ass naked.
and your phone number.
She's the fucking absolute worst.
Right? Like that's just such a weird thing to have back to back ones, because that's where I've always found for me if things keep happening and it's different people, then it's probably my fault.
Yeah.
So it's like
That chick, like, yo, you know, she kept harassing me, and on my birthday, she gave out my number again.
Oh.
But instead of getting mad, I hit up every person and pretended like I was her and was like, hey boo, and I got her address and everything. I said, you know what I want for my birthday? Hummingbird by Judah Angelini, and I put the link to Amazon. So she probably got about 30 books sent to her.
Oh man, I so love being married. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, it is fucking.
That just sounds like.
Well, what am I gonna do? I'm getting blown up, so you got to turn.
Look, I think
positive.
people need to realize that we're talking about. I mean, these girls are really, really pretty, and I'd like to see you fucking handle it different. I'm talking to everybody listening. I'd like to see you be like, no, it's cool, I'm not interested. I'd like to see you shy that thing away, because you know what I mean. I found that particular person to be. I mean, she's fucking hot. If you didn't know, and you were just walking down the street and she walked by, you'd be like, holy shit. That chick is hot. And a nightmare. An absolute nightmare.
But you find that out too late.
Yep. I don't know. I never paid attention. I don't know her. You know what I mean? I hung out with like one time and I wasn't really listening, so it doesn't. I can't. And I'm not single.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be that person, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, what a crazy person.
I even gave her the towel. I wiped her off too, because I'm a fucking gentleman.
Wow. Wait, do you have the cum towel handy?
Nah, go get it.
Where is it? Is it folded up somewhere?
Yeah, I throw some hot water on that bitch, and I got a dry towel. Wipe
Like
it down.
Thai massage.
Yeah, like
deal.
the Thai
Yeah.
massage place.
You Thai massage? You like?
I don't like the massage, but I'll do the finishing move on them. Thai massage finish.
That's real.
Hot towel, wipe them down.
How many hot towels do you have in storage ready to wipe down? Or is it the one white towel?
No. I do laundry. I got laundry. So, I don't know, 10.
Wait.
I got 15 towels.
You're saying
ready.
you don't have a dedicated pile for this purpose?
No,
you
it's
just
usually
grab the clean towel on
Yeah,
top.
a hand towel and then a motherfucking wash rag. Get the wash rag hot, wipe that shit down, and then you get them, dry them off with a fucking hand towel. I'm a fucking gentleman.
Wait, how is that a
And I'm
gentleman?
like,
You fucking
"Here's
with
some
me,
water."
right? That's
And
not.
I give them water too.
Wait, you give him water? You put your pants back on? You did, right?
I'm butt ass naked doing all this shit.
Okay.
Give them like a breath mint?
No. I don't.
Wait, you go to the
How about a fortune cookie?
I do give them the fortune cookie.
on the way out.
Yeah. I give them a fortune cookie.
What?
Sometimes they'll get a shirt.
Wait, do you
Customer
go?
service questionnaire.
So as soon as you come, you immediately go get the towel and the water, or do you go get the towel, wipe them off,
It
then
works
you
for
go?
2 reasons.
Okay.
Because you don't want to bond too much. after
Man, what
sex.
is what? God, you don't want to bond too much. Okay, go ahead. No, this is your game. So when you come, you're like, get out of there with the towel.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on,
Go-
let me hook you up.
We go get the towel because
Yeah.
that section right there,
That post-coital cuddling.
you're not into it. Even though we talked last night for my fucking podcast that you are interested in a relationship,
I am.
right?
Yes.
But you're not gonna put yourself in a situation where you would discover that you would have any interest in having a relationship with anybody.
Well, you're not interested in having a relationship with anybody who's willing to fuck you.
Oh yeah.
That could be the fucking. That could be the self-loathing that I have. Like, oh,
I don't want to be a part of any club that'll have me as a member.
me and Groucho Marx. Yeah,
right,
we're the
exactly.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, maybe that's your problem. Maybe
You
you
wouldn't
just.
do that with like a love fuck. You wouldn't do that with a girl that you had coffee with 3 times before you fucked her.
same. What do you mean?
Like towel, fortune cookie, get the fuck out.
I still wipe them down, but I lay with them.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
look,
Right,
and
exactly.
I don't
If she- if
always
she- if
not
she's-
lay.
You're so
Sometimes-
detached and cold.
I
It's
know.
terrifying.
If she's in
I
the
know.
girlfriend
It's fucking
lobby,
terrifying.
if she's in
It's
the
crazy.
girlfriend lobby, then
You
you
should-
treat her differently than the ones in the drive-through.
You need therapy, dude.
You go to therapy, right?
Because you deserve to be loved, and you're impossible to be loved. Like if I was a girl and somehow I'd fallen in love with you and we were in a committed relationship and you're talking like this to somebody, I'd be like, oh my god, like I'm so fucked. Like
Yeah,
this
it's like, yo.
is going to be
Trust, I know.
the worst thing ever.
I know.
You're gonna drive me insane.
I know. And
Huh.
I was just on Instagram and I was talking about like there was like how this chick was like, how come every girl like that you break up with fucks your homeboy? And it's probably because they don't know how to fucking get like they just like they probably feel powerless in my detachment at times, and so like that's the one way to be like like mush me, like
Right.
fucking jab me. 'Cause
You know what's weird though? I feel like as much as they hate it, it's a certain kind of girl that really, really likes that. Because I find in my short amount of time that I've hung out with you, they're in a trance for that shit. Like they don't. You're like I'm not. I don't really give a fuck, and they act like they do the same They tell the same bullshit story because they know they have to back up your bullshit. But it's so fucking obvious to somebody like me that the bullshit story that they're telling me is bullshit. Like, oh yeah, fuck whatever, it's convenient, it's no big deal. And I'm like, it is such a big deal to you. You're so thinking about this dude all the time, and he's just got this whole, I don't know. So chicks lie and act like they're cool with your game plan, right?
I tell them the game plan.
Right, but they don't believe it. That's even more of a. You tell them what your plan is going to be, and they're so attracted to that, and they think that they're gonna get you to change. That's the game.
Yeah, over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
And
You're
it's
aware
also
of that.
it's almost manipulative in the honesty of
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
like I know where it's gonna go.
If you know how it's going to end before it starts, then yeah, you're complicit in whatever happens. If you're a kid and that happens the first time, you had no idea. You were like, I told her, I just wanted to fuck her and then kick her out of my house. I don't know why this is a problem, but by the third time, you should probably notice the pattern there.
Yeah, but the thing is then like I don't want to change my behavior. So
No, you just have to reconcile yourself to hurting these poor women over and over and over and over and over again.
I also reconcile the fact that they are grown-ups and they
Yes.
can say no.
That's true.
What about if you become the bondage master and you have like a dungeon where you bring women in and you tie them to stuff and you beat them?
Maybe.
Like, and they agree to it.
Yeah,
But you become a dungeon master, kind of like, you know, I mean, I have that Mistress Isabella Sinclair. You become like a dungeon master man,
Right.
and you have girls, and then one day, you find a girl who's in there, and she just really, really reacts positively to your beatings and your weird thing, and then you find a connection,
Maybe.
and then you guys become the dungeon master, and you beat her and her friends and clientele. That's your job. While doing radio as well, but in the evenings you beat women severely, and they pay you.
Can I qualify all of this? That's not to say I don't enjoy these women, the company of the women that I see. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I do know that.
I think they're cool, and I respect them, and the whole fucking lot. Like, I think I like them. Like, they're cool, but
Yeah, but you're so cold that it's like a mental beating. I think
Well,
women would rather
may be
be
right.
whipped than be dealt with the way you deal with them.
I think you like him like you like a coworker that you like.
no.
Not even that, huh?
You like him more than that? So then you like him like friends.
Do you like
So
him
somebody-
more than that
so
or
it's
no?
somebody you could be
It just
friends
depends.
with.
It
So
just
somebody you could be
depends.
friends with that you're more than just work friends. Somebody you could really be friends with that you're fucking. Over and over and over again, but none of them's ever good enough to go to that next level of actually becoming like your girlfriend or something like it. That doesn't add up.
It's not even good enough. It's just like, look, man, I'm like, I don't know. I fucking don't know. I mean, I do know, but
Then what is it?
some people I don't want to settle down with. Other people I do.
So you have met somebody that you would want to settle down with, but they didn't want to settle down with you.
Or
Has that happened recently?
I've tried, and it just doesn't work.
Like you tried to switch your game plan and it didn't work, as in you figured out that it wasn't right for you, or
yeah,
that
yeah,
they.
yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
So, and the thing is like, I'm sure other people can relate to this. I just know something happened in me where I can compartmentalize stuff very easily, and I'm very good at doing that with sex. And
I think there's
we
a lot more
understand.
men who are like that. I think every man's more like that than like the average woman. We can
Right.
understand that.
Yeah, we understand that. The thing that gets me is last night you did say that you would be interested in having a proper relationship.
yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
but don't
So
you
that
understand
means-
that like my bar for relationship is way the fuck up here, and then my bar for fucking is slightly lower. So
Do you mean mentally? Because I feel like
So I will fuck more. I will end up sleeping with more women than. I
you
would
mean
actually
mentally, right?
entertain
Not
as-
physically.
Yeah,
Because you go out with tons of hot chicks.
yeah, but hot chicks doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, you said you got a lot to you. So you should maybe. It sounds to me like maybe shoot for someone that isn't so mainstream hot. Because as me and Tully have said several times over the fucking last 10 years of our career, that most really pretty girls don't have much to them because they've never had to flex that muscle, and they very much remind me of celebrities, where it's just all about them. You know, what I mean, they can't even hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not their fault almost. You know, it's like a weird. But when you're shooting for those kind of people, it's very tedious.
Do you think that's the kind of
Not all the
people-
time. I don't want to say.
I know, but like that's what you look at when you see the girls that I'm with. You think that like I just go for like hot bimbos and shit.
No, I didn't say that. I feel like you go for free living. A little. I don't know. It just seems like a little bit to keep banging that one. It would seem a little bit crazy to me.
She was so fucking persistent.
Because I could just tell.
It was easier
You
to
know?
fuck her than not after a while.
I know, but
she was so persistent.
Look, depends on what time in your life. If you just want to bang and you don't want to have a relationship, then she's awesome. But
No, she was a piece of shit.
okay, I don't want to talk about her. I'm just,
Yeah.
and girls in general. You gotta, if you want to go out with somebody, have a relationship with somebody, then you have to kind of, you would probably start looking to just casually fuck a different kind of girl. Just because, for me, if you're gonna keep going out with the same kind of girl, and everybody's different,
That
but
chick was the exception though.
yeah, I'm talking about just finding somebody that's completely opposite to that. You never know. Maybe you have something more in common. I don't know.
That chick was an absolute exception to the rule of
Just so hot.
pussy was whack as fuck too. She had
Okay.
dolphin pussy.
Wait, does that
Dolphin.
mean? Wait, it vibrated?
It's like rubbery. Like a rubber pussy. Like I was fucking a rubber ducky.
Ugh.
You ever get pussy in the shower and it just feels weird?
Will?
It felt like all the time.
That ever happened to you? Right?
Look, I get it. Everybody gets it. You're waiting until you meet the right girl, and until then, you're just gonna keep on fucking broken misfit toys and ripping the scabs off their forever broken hearts over and over and over again.
Possibly. Yeah.
Well, there's that wrapped up in a bun.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound that bad.
Look, we all get something out of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like I'm some fucking fixed man. It's just two broken individuals finding time with each other.
Broken Individuals sounds like a cool song that would have like a rap.
Or it could be 2 seconds long and win the fucking.
No, we don't do it. We don't.
Really?
I don't. No, I'm not a punk. That channel's gone.
You guys are doing your 23. You guys doing you doing 23andMe?
23andMe. What's
we
that?
did 23andMe, but now they, which is the thing that checks your spit and tells you about like your ancestry.
Oh
and all that.
yeah.
But now I think they've expanded the services that they offer, so we're taking advantage of the expanded services to find out, I think, like about our predisposition to like diseases and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to do that right now, but first, what's the song called?
Broken Individuals.
Go, Will. Giving the D, yo.
I get it.
Oh man.
You guys are really painting these chicks out in the worst light ever. They're actually.
You're painting them out to be the.
No, I've said they're great, but I just don't want a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we've all read both of your books.
Yeah. Well, not
I
everybody.
think you're the Picasso of how you're painting these women.
Yeah, they're fine. Cool
Hey, no, they
chicks.
are cool.
I'm sure they're cool.
They're awesome.
They're just a little crazy.
Look, man,
Who's not? Everybody's a little crazy.
What?
I don't write about every single girl I sleep with.
Yeah. So relax, girls that are thinking about sleeping with Jude.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed you're going to be written off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only if you're particularly bonkers.
Yeah, you gotta be batshit crazy.
Batshit.
to get in the fucking book.
To be in Meerkat.
Yeah.
The-
Meerkat. The
completion of the
third one.
trilogy.
Oh, fucking hell. Meerkat's going to be heavy.
It's gonna be fucking nuts. Ferret. All right, y'all. Hey, thanks for having me on. And you should listen to the book on Audible.
Yeah, I got it.
You make then you can decide if, because I don't think I'm as bad as y'all paint me out to be.
Or is he as bad as he paints himself out to be?
Mm-hmm.
Just read his book or get the audio book thing.
He's really a
And then
nice
you'll
guy.
know.
He's
Yeah.
really ladies.
All right.
Nice.
We'll be back.
I think you guys fixed me.
Good.
Yeah, no, once again.
Gonna fix me.
So should we just do the 23andMe and then Will's news?
Yeah, I guess if we want to do, Amon's back, Kevin, by the way. The live read coming back, and then into 23andMe and then Will's news. Jason?
What?
Live read, 23andMe, Will's news.
Yep.
Okay.
What time does the break have to end?
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, this could actually be.
2:30 is the latest we can go with this break.
You got that, you gas bag?
You better finish. You got 5 minutes to fucking clear your mouth.
Maybe.
You want to do hype Will with
We'll
a
see.
mouthful of trail mix?
Mm-hmm.
Jason, I'm just giving these back to you because they're charged and ready.
Hello? Maybe. Who's this?
Will, out here for your pet.
I don't know. I'll be done in a short time. 5 grams of completed heroin. When is it?
3 minutes. These 3 UCLA basketball players were arrested for shoplifting in China. One's the brother of that famous guy with the annoying daddy.
Wait, were they shoplifted in China or in China?
They were in China for UCLA and they got arrested. Just kidding. Not at all.
What place do you want to be arrested?
Like Taiwan.
The place where I'm least likely to get ass raped.
Abu
Or
Dhabi.
beaten with a stick or stone or anything like that.
Yeah, what was places that stones people would get arrested? Oh, is it?
I was kind of obsessed with leftover garage rolls
Don't you wish you could watch your favorite primetime TV shows without commercial interruptions? Dish has got you covered! Now with autopay from Dish, you can watch your shows recorded with primetime anytime commercial free. Watch the most popular shows on your favorite networks without wasting time sitting through commercials. Love this final season finale of your favorite show just got better with auto hop from Dish. No more waiting through long TV commercial breaks. Just get back to enjoying the action, man. Because only Dish is tuned into you. To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH or go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you. Requirees, credit, qualification, 24-month commitment, earlier termination fee, and e-auto pay. Taxes and surcharges not included. Other restrictions apply. For more details, 1-844-CALL-DISH. Dish tuned into you.
And you're listening to the Jason Ellis Show. I don't really understand what I'm saying.
Jason Ellis is back on Faction Talk, Channel 103.
Marilyn Manson is responding to criticism after pointing a fake assault rifle outfitted with a microphone at a crowd in a concert in San Bernardino, California.
Yeah, but it's a microphone gun though.
Well, I'm not sure that everybody in the crowd initially knew exactly what he was doing when he took it out. Is one thing, and then there's the question of taste. The city was the site of a
Wait,
massacre.
where was he?
San Bernardino.
Oh.
Same city where a mass shooter killed 14 people in 2015, obviously very shortly after that whole business down in Texas.
Yeah.
He apparently did give the local police like a heads up that he'd be doing this, so that they weren't alarmed when he appeared on stage in the wheelchair with that microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, in a wheelchair with like kind of like a mini-me hospital orderly guy behind him.
Yeah.
It's a whole vibe.
It's definitely a vibe, but yeah. I can see people taking that the wrong way.
Cool microphone.
It's Marilyn though.
Yeah.
He does
what do you
not
expect
give
when
a
you go
fuck.
to a Marilyn Manson concert?
I know, right?
You get to see weird shit.
Right, he worked hard on making you upset.
Still got it, baby.
He probably spent hours trying to think of the most offensive thing you could do there, and look at him, he's done it. He did it again. Yeah, he looked at that photo and was like, "Gotcha."
I'm surprised that the police signed off on that. Just seems like particularly not that anybody thinks Marilyn Manson's going to go on stage and start shooting everybody, but all it takes is a couple of stoned guys to start a little like stampede type situation, you know?
Yep, but it didn't.
Yep.
So he lives again. He lives to shock again. Andrew?
Yes.
What are you doing on the world's worst couch?
I'm laying...
Besides sort of lying down while you're sitting up. Okay,
You look like you're trying to seduce me.
I thought Will was going to come in, so I was leaving, of course, the table microphone for him.
Oh, well, that would have been cool if Will had come in, but Will doesn't.
Had something to eat.
Will has a lot of...
Hey,
wow. Fucking hell.
Okay, now I'm offended.
He's coming in now, so stop with the pot shots.
Kevin.
There he is. Are you happy now? Maybe he was doing final last-minute preparations for the segment that he is doing next, which you are well aware of as the guy who scheduled the show today, Andrew.
Sorry.
Yeah, guy who did not tell me to come in at this point.
completely not true. I specifically, after closing the studio doors, said Kevin and Will head in after the live read.
I never listen to anything you say.
Right, so that's the first problem.
We've got to learn how to communicate with each other better, Will. I mean, I'm trying, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe.
And I feel like you not trying and being like the elder and the most experienced man here at SiriusXM, it's not really sending a great message to your fellow workers.
As the elder, more experienced one, I would say get a confirmation that, you've been heard if it's an important thing like that.
It makes sense. Andrew, maybe you should figure out how to communicate better with your staff,
Yeah,
being an
that's
executive producer
But
and all.
in fairness, Will, maybe you should end your policy of ignoring everything Andrew says.
I disagree.
Well, disagreeing can be, it could come across as negative.
Respectfully disagree. What, am I gonna have to start reading his emails too?
Wait, you don't read the emails? Okay.
No, nope, he doesn't. Every day, it's oh yeah, so when am I coming on, or what am I doing? Oh yeah, didn't read that email. Like, shocker.
Every day.
Well, you just put
Even on Saturday and Sunday.
Just put some of those handy read receipts on there, and you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. But he's got to actually like digest the words that I write in an email.
Well, send me an email and say, did you digest the words from the previous email?
I'm looking forward to doing that daily now. So almost 3 years ago now, we spit in a test tube, each of us, and sent it off to 23andMe.
And now there's clones of us.
In addition to that, I get like an email every, I don't know, few weeks, a month or two, saying that they've added like a new genetic trait test.
You're saying they're attacking you.
I get continual updates about what disease
Sounds like they're pissing you off.
potentially afflicting one of the 5 of us.
Right.
Dear Andrew, as someone who claims to be human, you may be interested in our further genetic tests.
It was hydraulic fuel.
So I decided to kind of go through these, and there are a bunch of new kind of genetic health risks that the 5 of us are potentially facing. Some different traits, wellness reports. So in terms of
Who do you think's gonna die first on there? Take bets.
Me.
I reckon I'm gonna die.
It's got to be Kevin or Jason, for sure.
Right?
Well,
I'm just a fucking genetic error.
Yeah, I'm a prick.
But Jason, you don't think you're genetically predisposed to anything?
I think I might be.
Like what?
Like heart disease or some shit like that. My dad died, remember?
Yeah, but does it run in your family other than that?
No, I don't know. I mean,
Your
my
dad
grandma died when she was 51. So
Your dad lived an unusual life.
yeah. Yep.
Well, let's find out
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Can't take it no more.
I'm not saying you won't murder your heart, but I don't know if that's a genetic predisposition. You got to go with Kevin, right? He really does seem like the guy who shouldn't have made it. Smart.
He always he is the short straw.
Yeah, in colonial days, I'd be a skeleton right now.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't surviving anything but the modern era.
So real quick, just I apparently am slightly increased risk of celiac disease.
What's celiac disease?
So that is I should be
Gay.
eating gluten free.
Why?
Because my genetic health risk report says I have an increased risk of it.
Okay.
Well, wait, that doesn't make any sense because that's not like something you get. You either have it or you don't. So maybe you were at risk of getting it at birth.
Right. There are a number of questions. Like for me, it says I should have a full head of hair. I should not be experiencing any male hair loss.
So God hates you then?
Apparently.
Right.
Yeah, did you get my card instead?
Wait, that seems like the easiest thing in the world. I'm calling bullshit on all of this.
Well, no. It's
'Cause I
real
under-
before it started.
Because I understand, to the extent that I understand anything scientific, I understand how baldness works. There's a baldness gene. And what? Guys have we have an X and a Y chromosome or
Right.
whatever, right? And 1 in 10 men has the baldness gene. And if you have it, you go bald, and 10% of men have it. And this is the easiest thing for them to predict, and they are way wrong with you.
Right. They are absolutely incorrect.
There's nothing else that can contribute to baldness.
You couldn't be bolder, Andrew.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Should Jason have hair?
Yes, Jason should as well.
Yeah.
Or should any of us be bald?
No. In terms of,
So does that mean you and I made ourselves go bald?
I think just the stress gets to us, and we just
Right?
just hair.
Yeah.
How come stress only makes the hair on your head fall off? How come your beard doesn't fall off?
Yeah, or how come like your back hair doesn't fall off.
Right.
Fucking
And isn't
goddamn it.
testosterone related to baldness?
I gotta do that
believe it
again. I
is.
just realized I haven't done testosterone for a couple of years because of the King of the Cage shit. I'm gonna get back on that.
I believe a higher level of testosterone is seen in men who are bald. So
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. I've heard that too. I thought alopecia might be stress related, or maybe that's just because I know one guy with alopecia whose wife
Maybe we Andrew. Maybe we trained ourselves bald.
I know we do both have the wellness report that says our muscle composition is common in elite power athletes.
That's right. That makes sense. I've heard that a lot.
They say that about me?
Kevin has that trait as well.
See, I told you fuckers.
Tully has it. Will's the only one that doesn't have it.
That's all right. Will, you contribute in other ways.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can think of something.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
have hair.
Being an elite power athlete isn't everything.
But it's all I've ever dreamed of.
So a bunch of traits, nothing that's like crazy.
You know what? I'm just
for
gonna
me.
quit trying to be an elite power athlete then. Damn it.
Looking
That's
at
going to be that much sweeter when you become
Right? Yeah, right.
That wasn't in the cards for you.
Yeah.
Against the odds.
That's pure grit and grind.
looking at Kevin's report, I know we did a joke that Alzheimer's ran in his family and that he was going to get it.
An extended one where we kept telling him he was forgetting things.
Yeah, it was a month-long bit.
It's a little
Of, like,
cruel. Yeah.
Where'd the CD go? Oh, I must have forgotten it. Yeah, you probably did. Kevin has late onset Alzheimer's disease, running at a slightly increased risk. That is something none of the rest of us have.
Late onset.
Right.
How late?
They don't
How
say
much
like,
time do I have,
What
Doc?
time is it now?
You won't know. Doesn't matter.
So they don't give me like an age range for when you should start forgetting
I'll
stuff.
tell you when you're going to get Alzheimer's. Hold on.
But I'm gonna go loopy one day.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, fuck me.
You can also likely
Time to
smell.
rock, Kevin. You gotta rock right now, man.
You can likely smell the asparagus odor and piss.
I can taste it too.
Like, maybe you could fight crime with that magical
Wait,
gift.
you've been tasting piss?
Behold, citizens, I smell piss.
So early onset Alzheimer's.
Wait, where am I?
Early onset Alzheimer's is before 65, so you should be fine until at least you're 65.
Oh no, I got 30 good years left.
No, at least 65.
It's plenty. Which means probably, you'll have 2 or 3 years left of that.
Get to work, scientists. You have 30 years.
Kevin, can you taste bitter?
Yeah.
They say you shouldn't be able to,
Well, maybe those fucking idiots are wrong about my brain.
and that you probably prefer salty treats compared to sweet treats.
Well, I do like salt.
So that's yours. You're unlikely to flush once you consume alcohol.
Wait,
That
wait.
is the fucking. Wow.
You don't
okay.
flush
They
after you
lost
pee?
all credibility with that one. If
What's
I,
flush?
Because
Like-
you get redder than a Chinaman?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like the rosiest.
As they say.
I have one beer and I look like a red hot poker.
You're predisposed to weigh less than average.
What's that? What?
Again, what?
To weigh less.
Tell that to my fucking tits.
And
So you're working hard to be fat.
I must be.
you are likely to consume more caffeine than the regular person.
All right, I'll give him that. I like my coffee.
You have no widow's peak and little to no unibrow.
I do have fucking sweet brows, but I don't know about my widow's peak.
You got a little bit of a widow's peak.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a Eddie Munster going.
And you're likely to have little upper back hair.
That's true. It's all right around my ass crack.
Goddamn, you're a sexy motherfucker. Yeah.
Will is potentially lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And
That holds
do you-
true.
Really?
What happens?
You know. Tell him, Kevin, what happens.
I'm gonna venture a guess on poop.
Yeah, that would be
You have milky poop?
the correct. Milky poop?
You have milky poop? Got
No,
it.
no.
How bad? If you
No.
eat like one piece of ice cream, are you shitting?
No, my
How
stomach
big
will
is a
hurt.
piece of ice cream?
Yeah, piece.
One cube.
You're also at a slightly increased risk of age-related macular degeneration.
I feel that every day.
Yeah, I see that.
Wait, that just means your eyes.
What?
Yeah, macula. My
I
dad
thought macular was muscle.
Oh, is that what?
That's muscular.
Is it? My dad is constantly bragging about how everybody in our family gets macular, vision loss. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you're less likely to be a deep sleeper, and you likely move more in your sleep than average.
I'm an insomniac who is blind, and that is true.
You're no bald spot, no dimples, no cleft chin. You've likely got detached earlobes.
Wait, let's see. Let's get a look at those lobes.
Will,
they're
you're learning
attached
so
or
much about
detached?
yourself today.
Yeah, they're not that detached. Oh, there's your little speed bags.
Wow.
But I mean, what the fuck am I paying you people for? He's like, congrats, Kevin, you have detached earlobes. Hey, no shit, I also have a mirror. Like, why do you need a genetic test to tell you that?
You have a mirror built in you?
Well, I mean, I can see my earlobes.
Oh, okay.
I don't
see
need
what you're
to,
saying.
loogie in a cup.
Okay.
Because it tells you what the hereditary chances are and the hereditary chances of your offspring as well.
Right, if you're concerned about procreating and creating more babies with hideous earlobes.
Right.
That
You
would
might
that would be valuable information.
That might inform your decision.
So Tully has a couple.
God
more-
damn it! Why am I last because I'm gonna die?
No, well, I mean, you're the host of the show. I was going to
Okay.
do you last.
All right.
He's got the age-related macular degeneration.
Yep.
You're at a slight risk for celiac disease. You have the variant detected for hereditary hemochromatosis.
What's that? Fucking awesome or something?
Blood death. I think that's mine.
Wait, let's
Blood death.
If
I
I'm
think
not
that's an
wrong.
increase in iron, and that can lead to like certain health issues in the future.
I've never seen you wear glasses at all, Tully. Do you have any sort of vision issues?
It's funny you mention that. Not really. Well, I did get shot in the eye with a paintball and have cataract surgery when I was 14, but that didn't happen because of genetics. So yeah, one of my eyes is fucked up. I started wearing glasses evenings. I can watch if I'm watching TV at night, or maybe if I'm driving occasionally. But that's only the last couple of years.
You got your TV watching stuff?
Kinda. Yeah. I like them. My eyeballs just get tired. Long day. I gotta soak my feet, put my glasses on.
Oh my God.
Man, I don't know who's older, you or Jude.
Give me the Epsom salt.
Right? What the fuck is going on around here when the mic's off?
Rub
You've
some
got the
calamine on my
I've
corns.
never seen you wear glasses. Do you have glasses?
Me? No.
Why?
I'm weird. My family, everybody in my family seems to have glasses. My mom and dad started wearing glasses when they were like their late 20s, early 30s. I'm chilling.
Mm.
I faked an eye test once so I could get glasses after I saw Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh my God.
You ever feel like sometimes when you say stuff that you wish you hadn't have said it?
Nah.
Oh, yeah, good for you.
Tully also has hereditary thrombophilia. You're at a slight risk of
I
that.
am.
Sex with a.
No, that's totally true. Yeah, I got diagnosed with that. I can get like a blood clot and die.
Right on, man.
A couple people in my family have that too, because my sister had a little issue with it, so we all had to get tested, and it's very common in like Irish people, basically.
You can likely smell the asparagus odor.
What is that?
All
Who
the time.
can't?
Stop bringing that up.
I eat
Who
a lot of
can't-
asparagus.
who
Not you, Andrew, just them. Why are they...
Who
It's one of
can't
their highlighted
smell
traits.
Fucking no, stop
Asparagus.
doing that. Everyone... Anyway.
I eat
Yeah,
asparagus almost every Friday night, so Saturday morning is just asparagus pea time for me.
You likely can't taste bitter.
What is that?
Yeah, they like to bring up stuff that doesn't make sense.
Absolute nonsense.
And do you prefer sweet or salty?
Salty.
That is correct. You like
That is
salty.
correct.
In terms
Yeah,
of
but maybe what you think is bitter actually
Yeah,
isn't.
yeah. Maybe you think this whole bitter thing you've been tasting your whole life is bitter, but it's not because you can't taste bitter.
Right, maybe what I think is orange is what you think is green.
Right.
Right?
you've got a likely ring finger longer than the middle.
Not
The little freckling, not very many freckles.
not very freckly.
Likely straight hair curliness.
Nope.
And you, as a baby, had likely little baby hair.
I don't
Fuck is
recall.
little baby hair?
Like
No,
it
no,
could come out-
no. No, actually, no, I
Had
recall.
man hair the
When I
whole
was a
time.
baby, I had huge man hair.
Right, yeah.
I came out of the womb like Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, they almost changed his name to Huge Man Hair instead of Tully.
Jason, for you,
Yeah.
you are likely lactose tolerant, so doesn't matter having dairy.
It doesn't matter.
You can have dairy without being. You're not lactose
Oh,
tolerant.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
not
yeah.
poop.
You've got age-related macular degeneration.
What
which
does
is
that mean?
the eyesight.
Eye thing, yeah.
Hey, I don't need to see anymore.
And you have the variant detected for hereditary hemochromatosis.
That's kicking ass, right?
That's what I got, right?
Yeah.
Death by blood.
Yeah, excess iron in your blood.
Yeah, good luck, blood. I'll see you in hell.
Do you think you flush when you drink alcohol?
I don't know what that question means again. What is that? What were you
Turn
saying?
red.
I mean, back in the day, I used to. It's a weird. I think when I was really doing some damage, every now and then I would rash up, and that's when I knew that I had to stop drinking for a couple of days because my body was like shutting down. About my neck would get all red and rashy, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I would stop.
That's when my hemorrhoids kick in. I know it's time to end the bender.
Wow.
They claimed you'd be unlikely to flush.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know these days.
Would you be a heavy consumer of caffeine?
Yeah.
They say you should be consuming less. That it would kick in more for you, so no need to be a heavy consumer. Deep sleeper or not deep sleeper?
Well, I'm on medication that makes me sleep deeper. I would say otherwise probably not.
That would be correct. They say you're less likely to be a deep sleeper.
Do you notice a difference taking those things that make you?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't be here without those things.
How long?
No
have you
way.
taken
5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? I feel like at one point when I first went to rehab, they gave me stuff that was like a lot stronger. So I stopped taking that after about a year, and then I took stopped taking all the other stuff, and now I just have it as the. It's like trazodone and gabapentin, and I take both of them, and then I take the Onnit melatonin spray as well. I take all three of them every night. It doesn't matter when, what time. That's the other thing I've noticed. If I don't take them, I'm not going to sleep.
So what difference has it made for you?
Well, it's.
Do you just feel like you have more energy because of
If
it?
I got to switch it off, I can switch it off. No matter how stressed I am, no matter how much shit's going on. When it's, you know, I mean, if I'm like, fuck, I got to get up early, I'll just take them. I can take them at 8 and be in bed by 9. I can take them at midnight and be in bed by 1. Like, it's usually an hour as long as I can fight it before I just go to sleep. And I have, like, actual deep sleep.
Melatonin did that for me, and I had sleep disorders my entire life and only discovered melatonin a few years ago, and that puts me to sleep.
Onnit.com/Ellis. 10% off that melatonin if you want to go.
How many milligrams are you taking?
Of melatonin?
Mm-hmm.
6 pumps under my tongue.
6 pumps. Don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
Salty or sweet treats?
I know 6 pumps does the trick. That's all I know.
Right in the
I'm old
mouth.
school, baby.
Right.
What's that?
Salty or sweet treats?
Sweet.
They say you would prefer salty.
Well, they don't know me. I mean, I guess
have-
I'll do both, but seriously.
You have likely little upper back hair.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't have any my whole life.
Here's the confusing part.
I got
was
this weird fuzz on my back, man.
They say you likely have no bald spot, but here's the difference. They do say you would have male hair loss.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they mean they don't have the bald spot in the back.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
No dimples, no cleft chin.
I have a dimple, and what's a cleft chin when you have a butt in it?
Butt.
I have a butt in
Yeah,
it.
the Chevy Chase chin.
Will's got a bit of one, even though he wasn't supposed to.
I mean, I got a bit of a beard going, but I got a butt chin for sure.
Yeah, mine's
I got a
mine's
butt. I
man-made.
got a butt chin and a butt nose.
Your earlobes are likely detached.
Yeah.
How,
What am I, fucking John Sally?
What's
yeah,
the
who's orange?
John Sally. That's it. Can't even wear sunglasses. He has no fucking ears.
What's the
Excuse me.
consistency of your earwax?
Oh,
Pretty
my
good.
Would you
God.
say it's
It's
waxy?
pretty thick. I always, when Katie, I always pull out a good amount.
Is it wet or dry?
It's wet.
You do have likely wet earwax.
Yeah.
Boom!
You get a
Nailed
point.
it.
Your ring finger is likely longer.
Nah, and it's broken too, so maybe it doesn't work right.
When you had hair, it was likely not red
It was
hair.
fucking gorgeous.
Likely not red hair.
It flowed. Yeah, it was blonde.
You don't have the photic sneeze reflex.
What's that?
You look at light and it makes you sneeze.
Yeah, nah, I never even heard of that. Who the fuck has that?
And you got a likely.
Everybody.
It's likely that your big toe is longer than the rest of your toes.
Yeah.
So, summing it all up, Kevin's going to start forgetting this segment, but everybody else is pretty healthy.
Yeah. Well, that's lame. I was hoping maybe one of us is like, gonna grow an arm or something.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of when you go to one of those psychics and they're like, I'm getting
Yeah.
a reading off of you.
I know,
Did you
right?
lose a loved one with the letter B? Nope. Okay, how about K?
I know, right? I
Yeah.
feel like we did all just get a psychic reading because nothing's happened. We got nothing out of that.
So this isn't another joke for me. I really do have that thing that was a joke last time,
Yeah, it was a joke last time. But
Now it's real.
but it came true.
you do have the trait for onset Alzheimer's.
You're gonna
Fucking
die, and
joke.
you're not gonna know that you're gonna die. And
That's the best way to go, isn't it?
I'm gonna be your fake doctor every day and come over and visit you and tell you you're gonna that you got AIDS, and then
Oh.
me and Telly are gonna laugh.
You're gonna have to change my diaper.
No, what do you mean? I'm just the doctor. I'm not the nurse, son. I'm the
Your
doctor.
loved ones are gonna have to change your
Mr.
diapers.
Kraft, I have some bad news for you. Of course, your doctor, you probably don't remember because you have Alzheimer's, but we just got the results in from all your butt fucking. You have AIDS. And you're gay. I don't know if you know that, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Day after day.
yeah, just every morning you come in and just
You
fucking-
leave, come back 5 minutes later, and do the same thing.
Mr. Kraft, we have your 23andMe results. You're gay.
You better start being nice
I
to
mean,
your
you're
relatives.
super senile. You wouldn't know what that the survey says. You're gay, baby.
There's
Like,
no,
all right, you're
there's
the
no
boss.
genetic predisposition for homosexuality, except for you.
Yeah.
The only one.
Yeah, there's no escape. Bad news. You're gay.
I wonder if that's because you ever hear that rumor that smoking out of a tin toker gives you Alzheimer's?
Yep.
I wonder if that's the cause.
I remember somebody telling me that
Yes.
every time I was smoking out of a can.
There's a concentration of aluminum, I think, in the brain of when they've dissected the brains of Alzheimer's patients, but I don't know if those two things are related.
Plus, that would again not be a genetic predisposition.
Oh, shit.
Maybe you've got double Alzheimer's.
Oh, I don't like the sound
You've
of
got
that.
the genetic and the smoking out of tin cans kind.
Mr. Kraft, you have what we like to call the double whammy. Oh boy.
Oh, lucky me.
You're not bummed out about that, are you?
Nah. 30 years, they'll have a cure for it, right?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, they got
Oh,
cured.
man.
What?
Yeah, too bad the robots will keep it from you.
I was just thinking about this the other day. I remember this commercial from when I was a little kid, and it was like a cemetery. And they did like this panning shot, and it, like one of the headstones said polio, and it had like the born on date and the dead date. And it went through like all these diseases that they've cured, and then it said cancer, and the guy was chiseling like 1990 and hadn't gotten to the fourth digit yet. And I remember being a little kid, be like, oh sweet, they're gonna have cancer cured by the year 2000.
How'd that turn out?
I don't think they got it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
that
they
was a
can
lie.
cure. They can cure a lot of it. That's not true.
Mhm.
They can cure a lot of cancer. Way more than ever. That's for sure. It's almost cured. Kind of.
They're working on
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, they got AIDS under control. I mean, they're doing they're doing great stuff. You know. Soon there'll be just so many of us, and then robot us. Just everybody, just a clusterfuck from hell. You know, I just hope I hope that the war starts before it's too late, so I can be in there mixing it up. I mean, I was born to fight.
Well, speaking of macular degeneration and Alzheimer's, I forgot my glasses. 1 second.
Okay.
No,
And
you
then I'll do
didn't.
news.
You didn't forget them. They're hanging off your pocket.
Okay, yeah.
Whoa!
Exactly what I
That
was
a terrible
saying.
joke.
Maybe they have swapped our samples, Will.
Right. Remember that, Will?
No, what's that from?
Wait.
Remember when you were calling yourself Jizz?
Oh yeah, okay.
It was huge. Jason, I'm not coming back on unless you agree to the terms of calling me Jizz Cult.
From now on.
Only
Yeah.
spoke about yourself in the third person.
Jizz Cult is not coming back on
Right.
until Jizz Cult gets a guaranteed Jizz Cult props.
The New Yorker is reporting that in the fall of 2016, Harvey Weinstein set out to suppress allegations that he had sexually harassed or assaulted numerous women. He hired private security agencies to collect information on the women and journalists that were trying to expose the allegations. According to the report, the firms that he hired included Kroll, which is one of the largest corporate intelligence companies, and Black Cube, which is basically this agency that's run by former Mossad officers, people
That's
from
the Israeli CIA.
yeah. So they also say that these two private investigators from Black Cube used false identities to meet with Rose McGowan.
Fuck.
One of them pretending to be like she was a women's rights person who was coming to interview her about what happened.
Yeah.
And this same person also used a different ID to go meet with a journalist who was going to be reporting on this, pretending to be like they were somebody else that had been assaulted by him, to get information on what the journalist had.
Shit.
Man, it's like a full-time job being a fucking creep.
Yeah.
It really changes things because I always, again, I'm so naive, I'm so innocent. I just assume that people kind of compartmentalize, and when they do that, that's just, hey man, we're just having fun. I'm sorry if I go over the line. I'm a crazy guy sometimes, but this is like, fuck yeah, I will fight for my right to emerge from the shadows in bathrobes.
I will hire highly experienced and trained elite military personnel to make this go away.
And also, what scumbags are the people that he's hiring, too? Like, oh, you raped this chick and you want me to make her life hell? Cool.
Well, usually it's the cover-up that's worse than the crime, but in this case, it's both.
He does it to everybody. He did it to everybody.
Apparently.
Can't wait to see. I would really be curious to see an interview where you had to answer to shit like that.
Give him some truth serum and ask him a few questions. That would be good.
I mean, they're already building, like, actual cases against him in New York and London and stuff. I think he's going to get locked up.
You don't think he's going to fly to another country? Like that other guy did?
Money and resources that he's got?
Yeah, maybe they should put him on a no-fly list.
Right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Daily Mail is reporting
Well,
that...
I bet you they don't... Sorry, Will. I bet you they don't put him on a no-fly list because people that put him on a no-fly list have probably been contacted to not put him on a no-fly list so that he can get the fuck out of here. Because that's how mega that dude is.
And I would be curious to find out how many people in government he's supported with campaign donations.
Yep. I think it's crazy that it hasn't already... That just hasn't happened already.
Right.
Like, we should all be prepared to put him in jail, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, hanging out in Arizona with a wig on, that's living life, if you ask me. I know, sure, you're trying to hide, but you're going to lunch.
Yeah, the Daily Mail is reporting that Kevin Spacey entered the sex addiction and rehab program at the Meadows Clinic in Arizona, which is the same one that,
they're both there.
Yeah, and that's where he was, Harvey was spotted with a disguise on,
so sad.
having lunch or whatever.
Look, Kevin Spacey, it sounds like probably committed some crimes and his career is in tatters and stuff like that, and I always find it funny when people go, oh, I have a problem, I need sex addiction help, but like if he really has been going around grabbing every dick in the room with him for the last 30 years, in addition to being a criminal, he does need help with his sex issues, because there is something wrong with him.
There is, yeah, no doubt. I was interested to read about this clinic where you can do horseback riding and yoga and Tai Chi and acupuncture.
Well, it's for rich celebrities, dude.
Right.
Like, there's therapy there all day, but when you're not doing therapy, you're living in a house where, I don't know, maybe it's like fucking 20 grand a week to be there. You know, so
I think I read it was like 26,000.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, really close.
Hey man, I'll give you a pack of cigarettes if I can grab your dick.
Right.
Right.
No, leave your pants on.
Right.
And he's bringing in booze to like give to people so that he can blow them.
Did you read the thing with Richard Dreyfuss's son and his accusation about Kevin Spacey?
No.
It was fucking wild. He said that Kevin Spacey was directing a play and Richard Dreyfuss was considering being in it, so they were in a room, the three of them, and while Richard Dreyfuss is reading the script, Kevin Spacey is like grabbing his dick, and the guy's just like, the kid's looking up at him like just shaking his head like, no, don't do it. Kevin Spacey's like smiling back. The kid moves to another part of the room. Kevin Spacey follows him over, grabs his dick again.
Oh, dude.
It's like, my dad is the kind of guy, if he saw this, he would have like beat Kevin Spacey up. And
how old was he?
I want to say around 18. And he said for years and years and years, and people are gonna, depending on how you look at these sorts of things, people are either gonna buy or not buy his excuse. He said he repeated this story for years and years to friends as like a joke. Let me tell you my crazy Kevin Spacey story. He's grabbing my dick all over the room. Now I'm looking back on it, I realized that I was assaulted, and people are, we know how certain parts of the internet react to that, and and how other parts of the internet react to that. But that's his story. And he copped to, like, yeah, I mean, I didn't like him grabbing my dick, but let's be honest, I wanted to be in entertainment, and I thought Kevin Spacey could help me out someday, and I didn't want to rock the boat.
Just throwing something out here, but who has not been groped at a gay club?
I'm so lost.
Kevin?
No, I know what he's trying to say.
Kevin, have you been groped at a gay club?
He doesn't go.
No, I've never been to a gay club.
Tully?
I got both my butt cheeks pumped. I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, there is a different approach to trying to pick somebody up in a gay club than there is in a regular club.
It's
Is
not
there
a gay club.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
Not one of these scenarios is where you're in a gay club wasted with any of these people. It's in the business world where they're using a job over your head to let me touch your dick. Like, it's on all levels wrong.
Yeah, and if you're that brazen where you're
If you're at a fucking
grabbing
gay
kid's
nightclub-
dick, like in the presence of his dad who's momentarily distracted looking at a script, like that, not only is that just so insane, but what's the best case scenario there for Kevin Spacey? Like the kid goes with it and he jerks him off in front of his dad.
Well, he's just a super entitled, like, asshole. He's just doing stuff, like, doing whatever he wants and does not care what happens to anybody else in the process.
But there has to be...
It's like, you want to be gay, go ahead, be gay. Go do gay stuff with gay people. But when you start grabbing straight people in work hours and harassing people underage, you're that educated, you're a piece of shit. Straight up.
The reason I ask is there, whether it's a medical condition or something that happened in your life.
Wait, grabbing dicks is a medical condition? You're saying?
There are
Or
all
just being a sex addict.
There are all kinds of things that could lead a person. I mean, there has to be a reason he behaves that way.
Restless hand syndrome?
No, there has to be a reason.
Right, sweaty palms or something?
I don't know. I'm just
drawing
trying to
his palms
figure
off
out
on your
what
crotch.
that reason would be. I mean, could it be so bad?
You're like saying he's just a sex offender. It's like asking why is a sex offender a sex offender? Yeah, he's got, but maybe he had some weird upbringing. But I hate that it's got anything to do with the gay thing, because I know tons of gay people that don't fucking grab people's dicks.
Of course.
I know tons of gay people that work in Hollywood that run all kinds of major shit, and they don't grab people's dicks.
And Harvey Weinstein
He's He's a sexual predator, and it's like what is behind the mind of a sexual predator. There's no point putting Kevin Spacey's name in front of any of it. It doesn't make any difference. He's just a famous sexual predator. That's all it is.
Right.
Yeah, some guy put his hand on my dick in a crowded subway train when I was in high school.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe
if that dude was Kevin Spacey, he'd be like, oh my god, now I can just grab everyone's dick and I don't get reported about it.
But you're saying, like, why do you do that sort of thing? Maybe if I looked up and been like, oh yeah, you read my mind, let's go back to your house and so we can suck each other off, maybe he would have been like, wow, that's great, this is the best day of my life. But maybe him just putting his hand on my dick when he knew that I wasn't expecting it and didn't want me to, that was the thrill in and of itself.
Man,
yeah.
I told Jude the story last night. I was in the Studs the other day, just jerking it off, minding my own business. And there's a dude that I know, and he like wanted to help me out or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And then these other two people sit on either side of me in the theater, and everyone wants to grab nipples and shit. I'm like, whatever, sure. And this dude's got his dick out and he's got a big piercing through the end of it. Is this making you feel uncomfortable, Will? Sorry.
No, the same thing happened to me the other day.
Right. So anyway.
Over at the arc light.
Anyway. Man, I gotta get over there. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You should have seen me at the El Capitan.
I remember seeing that dick and going, oh, that's crazy. You got that thing in there. Good for you. And then I'm done and I'm walking up into another room and there's like some other porn in some other room. So I'm just like standing in the corridor by myself looking through this corridor at the porn because I something was happening on there where I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then that dude that I know was like, hey man, like, you been good? I'm like, yeah man, I'm good, cool. And we're just standing there for a second, and then all of a sudden something hit the top of my hand, and my hand was just, you know what I mean, by my side, like, you know, just like everybody's arm hangs, and something hit my hand.
Was it popcorn?
I think it was a dick, Will.
It was this dude tapped me on the top of my hand, like where my nut, right near my watch, with his pierced dick. I'm just standing there with my fucking clothes on, and I'm like, "Are you fucking right, dude?" And you can tell, like his face was like, "Oh," and I remember and then the guy next to me that knows me, because I might have said a couple. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" And this guy next to me started laughing, and then the guy started to feel uncomfortable. But I watched that guy's face think that this is going to work out totally different to what than what I was. That I'd be like, oh, cool, finally, your dick, because I'm standing up, I'm almost leaving, and your dick is out, man. Like and then when I was not happy about it, he was super bummed out and felt really bad and had no idea that I was going to be insulted by that, and that just made me think how horned up some dudes must get because they don't get it. Maybe they just don't. Maybe people have really bad like they read people really bad.
That's
maybe.
what
Like,
I was getting to with Kevin Spacey.
I wonder
is that if he's so awkward around people,
well, no,
he doesn't know how
Kevin
to
Spacey's
do
different.
it.
Because I'm saying there's all different kinds of sexual predators, different scales of them. And I think when it comes to Kevin Spacey, just judging by Tully's stories and everyone else's stories, doing it over and over again and being powerful enough to get away with it, I don't feel sorry for you. You're
There's
fucking
a different standard for behavior if you're in an office than if you're at stuff.
And he knows damn well it's not appropriate at all. He's
Right.
doing it every time and knowing it's not appropriate.
He seems to be a
I
smart
think it's half his
person.
challenge. A lot of gay guys do kinky shit. Maybe he's just on some other level where he's like, I'm only doing it like in meetings in front of people with people that don't even want to do it. That's kinky. Like, I don't know. But I wonder if the dude that hit me in the hand with his dick is the kind of guy that in the workspace, if he thinks a guy's into him, you know, and knows the guy's a gay guy, does he just go over and fucking grab the dude's cock and think that that's like a way of like telling him he's interested in him? Because just because he's a gay guy doesn't mean that he wants a bunch of dudes to grab his dick for no reason in the workspace. So he could be. I just think some guys get so lonely and their life is so by themselves all the time that their dick can almost block their brain from working for a little bit. They could get so heated up that they would do stuff that they normally would know that they shouldn't do.
Well, you guys talked about it yesterday.
It doesn't make it right. I just see how, because that dude looked like a kind of dude that would just do that.
Yeah, you talked about this yesterday in regard to Jeffrey Dahmer, and that, you know, they were explaining that, you know, he was so lonely and obviously insane. But
I felt like I know Josh is not like that at all, but I felt like when Josh Richmond started working for the show that he was very alone in his life. And when we're getting right into it, but there were certain things with relationships with girls and stuff where he was really fucking weirded out. Like, and I could tell that it was so much more of a big drama in his mind than it really was, because of how inexperienced and alone he had felt in his life. This was a huge thing, and if this went like any more south, this could fuck him permanently. And I could sense that, and that was sort of, and he's not that bad off. You know what I mean? Things are okay. Yeah. Things are. You're in America, man. Like, you can make things work, and things obviously have worked out for him. But at one point, I really sensed that this was really make or break time. Like, this shit was gonna permanently fuck him forever if he didn't get past a certain thing there. And I feel like, imagine someone way less fortunate than him, and the way we just all are. You know, like ethnicities. I feel like there's certain people that might be like from another country and they just got here, and we're not giving them the time of day because we're suspicious or we don't feel like they fit in, and then that person's alone their whole life. You know, like, and then spend enough time by yourself and get a couple people to reassure you that yes, we do not like you, we're not interested in you, and see what that does to a young mind. Is you really fuck kids, big time.
Right.
So I see, you know what I mean, and then to see like if you actually do stuff and turn it around, because Josh is. I mean, I'm assuming he's a ploughing machine, you know. He enjoys his life.
In other news, last Thursday, Flight 1863 was getting ready to depart Detroit Metro Airport to St. Louis. Passenger David Fidor, who usually goes to sleep because he travels a lot. It's like me. I'd sit down on an airplane, immediately go to sleep.
Lucky you.
But he was awake and he heard a weird noise, so he looked out his window, and what does he see?
A man on there? A bird? A dead
Kevin
bird?
Spacey.
Grabbing his dick through the window.
No. They're on the tarmac. They're like sixth in line to take off, and he looks out and sees that there is
A wing on fire.
Yes.
Eddie Bravo.
No, you got it.
Oh.
The wing is on fire.
Yeah.
So he was on the way to the back of the plane. Other people had their shades pulled down, and it was a pretty empty flight, so nobody else was noticing this. So
What about the pilot and the plane behind that plane?
he unbuckled his seatbelt, walked toward the flight attendant to tell her what was happening.
She exposed her breast.
No.
She tackled him to the ground.
No, of course she yelled at him to go sit down, sir,
Right,
or
that's
whatever.
critical. It's the only way a plane can possibly operate.
But he convinced her to come look out the window.
Yeah.
And she didn't see anything because it was happening intermittently. But eventually she saw it, and she radioed to the pilot, and the pilot, a couple of minutes later, said,
Shut up, bitch. We're doing it anyway.
We've got to
We're
go
going
back to the airport because of a mechanical problem.
Yeah.
And they went back, and everybody else had to get different flights. But do you go if you know that your airplane is on fire? Do you go back to the gate, or don't you open up the doors and let everybody slide down the chute?
Yeah, I'd like to get off.
Yeah.
I'd like fire to reach the gas tank.
Right.
Relax.
If they just gotten in the air, just the speed would have put the fire out.
Right?
Southwest.
It's cold as fuck up there, Michael.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines didn't acknowledge there was a fire. They did release a statement saying that
You got any
the
video
airplane
of it?
had to be
Well,
repaired.
then it didn't happen.
But don't you also think, speaking of the psychology of people, that there is a certain person who would see that and not
Give a shit.
tell anybody because he's too nervous about, like, what if I'm wrong? What if that's supposed to happen? Whatever.
Yes.
That's bad.
It is bad. That's why we always have to say to the plane, "Hey, lady, plane lady, the plane is on fire."
Without exception.
And if,
Zero
I
tolerance
might,
for flaming planes.
I might come across a little stupid right now, lady, but I'm pretty sure the plane's on fire.
Right.
You got to risk it.
I really want to be on an airplane one time, not strapped in when it takes off, because I've always been really enamored of baseball players used to.
Yeah.
And they probably still do it on like charter flights. You do this like surfing kind of thing or skiing thing where you put a barf bag underneath either of your shoes because they're wax paper, and then when the plane takes off, you can just slide down the aisle. It's supposed to be really, really fun. And those planes didn't crash. You don't need me sitting down. Shut up.
Yeah, and your phone should
It's
be
not
on.
about the plane crashing.
You should be making live Snapchat videos of you skiing down the aisle on vomit bags.
Can we stop?
When you're
Can
in
we
the
abandon
car.
the pretense that if this plane nosedives into the ocean, that my seat is going to save me?
Yeah.
No, it's not about that. Turbulence, for example, could kill you, but if you're strapped into your seat, will not.
Yeah, I think it's more about if you're not strapped into your seat, you can go flying down the corridor thing and hit one of those plane ladies and kill them. And I mean, that's not fair.
Right.
They die later.
Is it true that turbulence has never caused a plane to crash before?
I don't know if that's true.
It certainly killed
Where'd you
people.
pull that from?
I think my girlfriend told me that.
Right.
Probably to
I'm
make
gonna leave that
you.
alone.
Was this right before a flight,
Isn't she
Kevin?
in the travel industry?
Yeah, she's a travel agent. She has her own travel agency thing.
She would know.
I would think that wind shear had caused a plane to crash.
What's that?
Yeah. What's that?
I think you can drop like
Oh, like
thousands
the
of
pockets.
feet.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not turbulence, or is it? Yes, it is. That's a form of turbulence.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Will's right and your girlfriend's wrong.
I don't know. Maybe it's never
Will
happened.
doesn't know. Your girlfriend's probably right.
Yeah. And on another flight, an Iranian woman and her husband were traveling on Qatar Airways flight. When her husband fell asleep, she used his fingers
To masturbate.
to open
Get a booger out.
his cell phone.
Yes, and found out them bitches.
Yeah, he was cheating on her.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. That's what
So-
you get when you're a cheating motherfucker and you got a Snoopy wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get.
She started beating him up. The flight attendants couldn't get her under control,
Yeah,
so that
can't
forced the
blame 'em.
flight to make an emergency landing.
Mm-hmm.
The couple, along with their child,
Oh!
were removed from the plane.
Oh, God, that is the worst
Yeah.
booking of a new flight ever.
Number one, have
You
you
can't
ever
leave her. You got the kid.
have you ever woken up to a beating?
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But you have too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Plus, you know the airline's not going to get you 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably among your most major concerns at that moment.
Oh no, you're busting out the credit card. You're going solo for this one.
Is there anybody in a relationship who doesn't know the password to their significant other's phone? Can you still run that nowadays? Is there anybody?
I always have.
What about the Tiger Woods thing, where he had two different. Basically,
Oh, he had a hoe phone?
His phones was 2 phones. No, it's like his phone was 2 phones at the same time. Like, if you typed in one code, it went to the side with all the
Ooh.
digits. Right?
That's smart.
Advanced.
Because I'm actually really, really, really insane about, and I'm pretty sure my wife is the same about, I would just never go through her phone. I would never, ever, ever do it. I do know her code, because like me and like most people, we kind of use the same code for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly would be shocked if I found out that she had ever, even if I left a screen of emails up on my computer, that I go out of my way to avoid that shit from her. And we've never discussed it. It's just always been understood that we have privacy zones in technology and communications. And if somebody tells you something that is a conversation I'm not a part of, you can decide if you want to tell me or not.
Right. I would never go through a woman's purse or anything, even if it's I can't find the car keys. I would ask permission to. I think those are just basic courtesies that you should offer.
See, I don't know if everybody feels that way. I think that there are girlfriends and wives who feel like if they can't go through their husband's shit, then the guy must be hiding something.
Yep.
That's a shame. Because even if I was, which I definitely would try not to date, if I was dating a girl who thought that she should have the rights to my stuff, I don't care how she feels, I would not want to go through her stuff. It's just a code. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, about 0.1% of the shit that's in my computer and whatever is shit that my wife doesn't need to know about, and I assume she's got about the same proportion, and that 0.1% is enough to keep us out of each other's
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
If you send me video or photos of your boobs or your vagina or your penis, I show my wife.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That's a good rule.
I mean, unless she's not around.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's right there, I'm like, look at this.
Speaking of flights, we've got a brand new fighter jet on the way.
Yeah, Concords.
No, fighter jets.
Oh.
And it's
Wait, we're getting fighter jets to places?
On the way to attack us?
Man, that's how much is a flight when a fighter jet picks you up by yourself and flies you to New York? And how many hours does that take?
They're joining our military. These fighter jets.
Wish it was commercial airlines.
That have laser weapons.
Fighter flight.
Do they go pew 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 pew?
They do not. Lockheed Martin won the $26 million Lance high energy laser contract. They use a high power fiber laser. It allows fighter jets to take down targets from the air, in contrast to previous systems which were only ship mounted or vehicle mounted, which is kind of cool. So by 2021 you can look for the real Star Wars to happen.
Fucking lasers.
Yeah.
And speaking of all these planes and plane crashes, a pretty high-profile former baseball player just died in a plane crash. He crashed a plane that he was flying into the Gulf of Mexico.
By himself?
Roy Halladay, yeah. At one point in time, just about the best pitcher in baseball. He's only 40, so I guess he's retired. I don't follow baseball.
And people
anymore,
with private planes, it's not good sometimes.
Stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah. Well.
It's terrible. Pretty young guy?
Yeah, 40.
Jesus. Well, in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, last month, Donald Jenkins tracked down his daughter and her boyfriend at a Motel 6.
How old's daughter?
The story didn't say, and I specifically looked for that information. Apparently, he did not approve of the boyfriend or the fact that they were in a hotel room together. So he shot him in the groin.
Shot him in the groin.
The dad shot the boyfriend in the groin.
Food, Betsy?
I know groin counts more things than just cock and balls.
Well,
Like
he
you
shot
can hit,
him.
you can hit like the thigh crease right there. I think that counts as groin, right?
Well, he certainly aimed at the dick.
Well, that's what I'm
Wouldn't
trying
I think it'd be better to get it in the dick than in the thigh. Like, I think, isn't there like main arteries in your inner thigh?
Well, he actually, in another story I saw, he shot him in the upper leg and in the groin, so he got him in the groin.
Oh, he shut his dick off.
Anyway, the charges have been dropped. The
Why?
victim
Didn't press charges.
didn't show up to the preliminary trial,
Why?
so they dropped the charges. Well,
Oh,
I'm guessing his balls hurt.
people
maybe-
are speculating that
he was threatened to not show up.
or that he thought, maybe I better not with this crazy guy that shot me in the groin.
Did he get his dick back? What kind of dick
Police
damage are we
only
talking?
said that he was recovering.
Yeah, because odds are, if you get shot in the dick, like there's overlap. It can go through your dick and then get you in the nuts too.
I'm just thinking like maybe
That
depending
would
on
be a pretty amazing shot.
yeah. But would it explode the dick on impact, or was it just a clean hole through the dick?
Ugh.
Can
You
you
know?
see some pictures of shot in the dick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I'm not. No, thank you. Obviously, it's not a good idea to shoot your daughter's boyfriend in the groin, but you can always just tell her you heard about this story.
Yeah, but I want to see a photo of someone shot in the dick. They don't have it.
I feel like that's a certain kind of guy, and I know I don't have like a daughter, but like unless it's just some like really like amazing thing where you know like he was totally taking advantage of her or something, like your daughter decided to go have sex with some dude.
Yeah, but if she's 15, for example.
Well, and the guy's like, yes, if she's 15 and he's 15 and somehow they managed to get a hotel room, yeah, your daughter.
Yeah, you can't shoot him in the dick for that.
Your daughter's coming of age and she wanted to fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Unless you know extenuating circumstances beyond that.
Or maybe I told you 100 times, don't you stay away from my daughter or I'm going to shoot you in the dick, and then, you're at the hotel room with her?
You have to
Okay.
back up your threat.
Yeah.
Because you said specifically
Right.
a couple times that you were going to shoot him in the dick.
So it's okay if you previously threatened to shoot this minor in the dick?
I
Well,
warned
wait a
him.
minute. You're assuming he's a minor. What about if he's a 30-year-old guy?
Well,
and
that's
he's
totally different. That's
Wait,
totally
wait.
different.
Is it totally different that you can shoot him in the dick?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If he's 30 and she's 15 and they went to a hotel room together after you warn him you're going to shoot him in the dick if you fucked her, yes. you can
Okay,
totally shoot him in the
he's
dick.
19 and she's 15.
Not gonna shoot him in the
He's
dick.
18 and
I'll
she's
just-
16.
Kick him in the dick. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably just shank him in the scrotes with a pencil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no need to shoot him in the dick. That's
No,
great.
just stab him in the buttocks.
Yeah.
Galileo Francisco and his wife were in a supermarket shopping, and this is in Reading, Pennsylvania. His wife tripped over a kid pushing a little toy shopping cart.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
So
she shot him in the dick.
No,
Yeah.
but he did whip out a gun.
The kid did?
No.
Man, the kid does his own
The
shopping and he
husband-
has a gun.
The husband whipped out a gun.
And
He was
pulled it on the
angry.
kid.
He aimed it at another customer.
That had nothing
I
to...
would guess this is probably the kid's parent.
Oh, yeah.
But
And said, hey, control your kid or I'll shoot you all?
the store manager came along, pushed the gun away. Police arrived as the guy was checking out. He ignored all their commands and forcibly resisted their attempts to arrest him, but he was eventually taken into custody. He's been charged with possession of a weapon, recklessly endangering another person, and resisting arrest, blah, blah, blah. He's out on bail. But, I mean, I just think we all need be a little bit slower to anger.
Fuck that. I say we fight. I say everybody get a weapon and let's all go outside and fight.
All right.
Most of us are slow to anger. That's why it is still news when somebody pulls a gun at a toddler in a
Yeah.
supermarket.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. If we didn't bring that up,
Yeah.
that'd be scary.
Yeah, the day that becomes unremarkable, it's a far worse day.
Well, people are getting very angry.
I'm angry.
Behind the wheel.
I'm angry behind the wheel.
There's all the
I'm actually
aggressive
not.
driving.
I'm really.
Relaxed.
But easily I can state this: the most relaxed behind the wheel I've ever been since I was legally allowed to drive a car. By fucking just millions of lightning bolts ahead of myself.
I'm not perfect,
Makes no
but
sense.
I have been working on it really hard, and I've been making progress.
It's wild what I do.
Well, a new
Wild.
study.
Full face abuse.
A new study
I'm like, man.
is not surprising. It looked at which U.S. metro areas have the longest commutes and which ones have the most anxiety-inducing trips. And
Yeah.
Southern California's endure the most stressful commutes out of all the markets studied. The length of the trip is 8th overall, but the amount of frustration you experience in that trip is number 1.
That's why everybody should be looking into webcamming. I mean, there's never enough webcammers out there. You can jerk it. You can, you know what I mean, sit on a boulder. You can probably stick your dick in a microwave. Anything you can do to work from home. Then you don't have to do that commute anymore. You stay at home. You don't even need a car. Think of the money you'll save on insurance and car payments.
Mm-hmm.
Just
think of what it'll do for the environment.
think about the free time you'll have.
That's
Because
right.
you only have to jerk it for like a couple of hours a day, and then you're golden.
America, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, literally.
Well,
Los Angeles drivers.
I mean, you
They
could be.
seem to
Listen
be-
to this. You could be you could be a family, and you could say, "Look, honey, I think it's time that we stop driving in and commuting. Let's do live sex shows where we just fuck and put you mean I'll dress up as a pony. You know what I mean? We'll just keep investing. Oh, you mean what about that guy on Vine that was Batman? Just kept telling his kid he was Batman.
We'll move to Wyoming.
Move to Wyoming, less rent, then
Mhm.
just like, you know what I mean, go to the grocery store and just every day for 4 hours, we just fuck like rabbits in all different
Or
kinds of ways.
horses, or whatever.
Doesn't matter. Just going for it and get, you know what I mean, doing the radio show, bringing it'll all work out, trust me, I got it all figured out. Webcamming.
Oh, this is a plant. Got it.
Yeah, when things get weird, we're not allowed to drive. We'll webcam.
And when?
We'll make so much money. Webcamming.
Can't wait.
People are going to find us so sexy. We'll do like a bunch of gimp stuff because we're pretty hideous. So we'll gimp ourselves up to make ourselves look more attractive.
You're talking you and me.
Yeah, I'm hitting on you right now
Right,
for sure.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my webcam is gonna be like reverse. People are gonna give me
No,
coins
you're-
to get dressed.
No, no. It doesn't work like that, dude. What about Will the farter? He get paid a lot of money to fart and tell people that. What was his other ego where he insults gay people?
Oh, he was like the Dark Master or something like that.
Yeah, Dungeon Master or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, and he just insults like fucking yeah, you f bomb. You know what I mean? Like he goes gnarly on the. You're gonna suck my cock, you fucking, and he offends them, insults them, make tons of money. We could do that. You could be on there jerking and like, no dick for you, you fucking homos. You know what I mean? And then you fart in the camera. You know, who wants to see me fart? And then they go no, and then you just go too fucking bad, you
Yeah,
homos.
give me coins and I'll stop farting.
Yeah. Will Tully could be Bane. You know what I mean? Who wants to see me come? I don't know.
I'm just gonna go on an eternal struggle to try to blow myself.
Who wants to see me try and blow myself again? Here comes the gimp that's farting.
We
There
were
you go. It's this never-ending, rotating guess. Sorry. I'm just trying to help, man. Business.
no naturally.
You never know. This show could be over. And then what are we going to do? Good thing I had that webcam jerking off fucking bunny rabbit horse thing.
Of course, that
Paying those bills.
Yeah, if this show goes under, it's time to start my fart porn empire.
that conversation stemmed out of us talking about driving, and there is a new fastest production car on the block.
Is it a Mercedes-Benz?
Oh.
The 2010 record of the 267.8 miles per hour set by Bugatti Veyron Supersport is now crushed by the Koenigsegg Agera RS.
There's a drop.
You got to say that again. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a car?
Koenigsegg Agera
Wait, what'd you say?
RS.
Yeah, how many racial slurs did they fit in the
Right?
Davis car?
On Saturday in Nevada, it clocked in at an average speed of 277.9 miles an hour, about 10 miles an hour faster, while battling an incline and going against the wind.
Why did they do that if they're trying to set the
Because
record?
you
Yeah.
have
If they're
to
trying to set the
run.
all-time record. Why did they go?
Because you have to run 2 times, and it has to be once in each direction. And because while it went downhill, and with the favorable wind, it went 284.5 miles an hour.
I see.
Man, almost 300 miles an hour.
And just like the Saab, it's made in Sweden.
You know.
Boom! Saw muscle! Car's actually kind of ugly, though. There's a picture of it.
Well, yeah, it would have been alright if they didn't have two-tone.
The colors, yeah,
Two-tones so
yeah.
bad. No car looks good two-tone.
Yeah.
Good for
Otherwise,
them.
it just looks like, I don't know, a modern Corvette or some shit.
Yeah, it looks like a soapbox derby car come to life.
It's a fucking race car.
Yeah,
Good
it's
for
a little
them.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
300 mile an hour. That's just like the most dangerous machine in the world.
They had video taken from inside the car.
Yeah.
And yeah, you start getting a little nervous. Look, I've driven very fast in my life.
Yeah.
But watching this video, you start getting a little bit nervous. I mean, one rabbit crosses the road or something. Deer or whatever. Something terrible could happen
Yeah.
at that speed.
Yeah, but that's the high right there. When you're cranking it and you know that if anything goes wrong right now, it's over. That's the fucking point.
If I get murdered by one of Nevada's famed road deer, so be it.
Did they say how much this bad boy cost?
Man, you can't win, Will. I didn't even see that coming. I felt like that wasn't inappropriate.
I remember my dad driving to Atlanta on the highway, and I remember just counting the mile markers, and they would just go by so fast because we were in a Porsche 911, 67 911, and going really fast.
Yep. Hell yeah.
And just looking at that video, you just see the lines of the road.
I love that.
Just
My
start
favorite.
turning into a blur.
So no, even when I was a kid, dirt bikes, just where you can just pin it,
Right.
and you know that if it gets weird here, you're done.
Yeah. As Apple and Android release the
feel it in your
$1,000
tank.
smartphones with more features than ever.
Yeah.
Along comes the next trend in phones.
Yeah,
What?
The dumb phone.
Yeah.
We do this story
Wait.
every 6 months or so.
Yeah, but they are manufacturing them.
Who is?
Nokia, for example. There's a $150 light phone that only makes and takes calls. There's the Punkt phone. It's $295. It lets you talk, text, set alarms, and use a calendar, but that's it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You're gonna charge $300 for that?
And a lot of these phones that they're coming out with are kind of little tandem phones. So it's basically like a flip phone, but your actual cell phone that you leave at home is forwarding the calls to your little
Hey,
phone.
I get that.
has it got a walkie-talkie in it?
It is a walkie-talkie.
Basically.
Can
Yeah,
it
when
go?
people had those phones, the button.
Yeah. Yeah. Can it go?
I've been really maybe this has not been perfect for me, and maybe I have a little bit more self-control than some other people. I don't know, but I've been pretty good about 50% of the time, and I think I'm getting better. I think I'm raising the average all the time about when I leave work. I just go into my cellular settings, I turn off Instagram, Twitter, and the internet, and then I can still use GPS, and I can still make notes and documents and shit like that. I just can't do the shit that I don't want to do in my downtime.
You have total control of yourself, Michael. Unlike other people, if they can do it, they'll do it. So that's why they want this flip piece of shit.
It's tough to do without. That's what I thought. I was like, shit. There's a lot of things that I like. GPS is a really good example. Like when I'm driving somewhere, I would still really like to have GPS.
Well, you can set your phone based on your location to have different settings. So you could program it to where while you're at work you have these functions, and while you're not you have a different set of functions.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. And sports.
Yeah, throwing balls,
Round ball.
kicking balls,
Gridiron.
catching balls, balls,
Pig dicks.
balls.
The Nature Boy 30.
Did you say pig dicks?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does that mean?
I
Pig
meant pigskin.
skin.
Oh,
Pig rinds.
it's over now, Will.
Oh, that was a
Me and
little
Michael have moved on. Sorry, Michael and I.
The Nature Boy documentary, the 30-30.
Yeah, it's a must-watch, I hear.
I
That's
thought you
what
said
hear.
sports.
I think it's a must-watch if you really like wrestling.
Yeah, it's
What
on
about if you
Sports
don't give a
Network.
fuck about wrestling? Is it still a must-watch?
I tell you what, I have never seen Ric Flair wrestle once in my entire life,
Hmm.
and I actually DVR'd that this morning.
All right, well then I'm gonna watch it too.
So no spoilers for it?
Why did he die?
Fucks 10,000 women.
Yeah. Wait.
That was
Spoiler alert.
That was in the press for it a week
Yeah.
ago.
Does he go woo?
Damn it. Spoiler alert.
Does he win the belt? Does he lose
Damn
it?
it.
Does he lose the belt? Does he get it back?
Yeah.
Does
How many
he-
Rolexes did he end up buying?
Damn it, you guys
Does he have?
spoiled the whole thing.
Are there women
Right.
from his past who were disappointed with him at the time, but now understand that was just Nature Boy being Nature Boy? Damn it! Is it a tale of redemption?
In
Does
other
he, does
news,
he come back?
How's his back doing?
Yeah. Do his kids thank him?
no.
Oh, kids hate him.
Let's just say one of them.
They hate him and then they like him in the end. And they're
disappointed.
disappointed in him.
Does he dye his hair these days? Did he almost die recently?
Is it a wig?
In other news,
Does he have a rocket relationship with wrestling promoters?
a 21-year-old man in
Financial
Russia.
difficulty?
Hulk Hogan. How was the relationship from the beginning?
I'm sorry, Will.
A 21-year-old man in Russia was a Martian, but he was reborn on Earth. He had been living on Mars in a previous life, but
Prove it.
then there was the Great Martian Nuclear War that wiped out all the life on the planet, and so Martians don't actually die. He was reborn as an Earth creature. He had visited Earth while working as a pilot on Mars, and the Earthlings did have close connections to ancient Egyptians, but
Oh, wait, I thought Martin, what's his name? The dude from the Stern Show. Didn't he die?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Riley Martin. What
Yeah.
the fuck is this guy?
but wait, when life on Earth is going to change significantly once he uses the mechanism behind his ear to open the Great Sphinx of Giza.
Well, how did he get... Why can't we get him on the show? Well, there's got to be 100 more like him, too.
He only speaks Russian.
Ah,
And alien. Fuck.
But you may be saying to yourself, no, this can't be true, but his mom has 5 undisputable facts, and once you hear them, you'll be convinced that he is the Mars Man.
okay, go ahead for number one.
Number
fact.
1, from the age of just a couple of weeks, he was able to hold his own head up unassisted.
That's amazing.
Martians are great at that, famously.
Number 2, he was able to read newspaper headlines by the age of 1. He could draw at the age of 2.
Oh, wow.
By 2.5, he could paint.
This guy is a Martian.
And he's talked about ancient civilizations since he was very young.
So this is
What more do you need?
really his mom's fault.
Yeah. She encouraged that
Yeah,
behavior.
right.
Yeah.
There used to be a show on that was like...
What about the time where he came out of her vagina?
Yeah, he was reborn at that moment, yeah.
Oh.
But there used to be a show on that was about kids who could talk to ghosts or something.
Yeah?
And, or that had been reincarnated from other lives. And it's like a kid would say something like, my name's not Billy, my name's John. And people, were you in the war? And they'd be like, sure. And then the parents would be convinced and they would do research into it and like push all these things onto the kid. It's just a terrible, terrible way to... The Ghost Inside My Child.
Is that what it was?
Yep, that's the TV show. And then people made a TV show of these terrible parents.
I'm not watching it.
So if this Martian got reborn, where the fuck are all the other Martians?
Well,
No,
that
'cause
might
it's
be
not
a
true.
question that you would ask.
Because it's very stupid, and people need to stop listening to stupid people.
You might ask Max Spear that question.
No, you
plan
won't.
on
If
it.
you ask Max Spear, you're a fucking idiot.
But he's dead.
Good. Liar.
We need a ghost child now.
He was on a trip to Poland for a conference where
Yeah.
he was set
Gonna
to
tell people he was making up shit about ghosts.
reveal some UFO type stuff.
Liar.
The guy that had the mysterious black liquid coming out of him?
Yeah, he threw up 2 full liters of black liquid.
That is pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, and then the Polish officials ruled he died of natural causes.
Wait.
Everybody throws up 2 liters of black liquid right before they die.
This is one of the best things conspiracy theorists have going for him. This guy was like a UFO guy who was on his way to give some speech or something, and
Yeah.
he fucking coughed up all this black liquid and died. And the
Yeah.
authorities
People
were like,
saw it.
"Totally." Yeah, I believe so.
And just 2 days before his death, he texted his mom, "Your boy's in trouble. If anything happens, investigate."
Yeah, but conspiracy
I
theories.
know.
Sam Tripoli
Probably said that
sends-
every day.
Yeah, Sam Tripoli probably sends that to his mom 3 times a week.
I know.
Well, the investigation opened in December of 2016. It was due to resume this Thursday, but now it's been adjourned with no explanation.
So we're saying that he knew about aliens and the government poisoned him with black shit to stop him from talking?
Maybe the alien zapped him with some sort of barf ray.
Sounds like it.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes way more sense. A barf ray.
We'll never know.
But to me, if you're trying to make a conspiracy theory go away, which would be part of the conspiracy
Yeah,
theory.
don't make him throw up black shit.
Well, but also don't go, oh, we're going to look into it. Oh, actually, no, we're just not. Case closed. Nothing to see here. Move along. You just look and you go, oh, here's this perfectly reasonable. You make up a reasonable sounding explanation.
He
to make
drank
it
a
go
lot
away.
of black shit
Yeah.
the night before, and yeah.
Well,
Whatever
what
you
if-
do, you come up with a story to make the conspiracy theorists go, oh, maybe that's true. You don't mysteriously close the case.
Right.
In a roundabout sort of way, that makes it seem not mysterious.
They need to get a
Right.
sample of that liquid he barfed up and test it.
Maybe he just drank a bunch of oil and then died and threw it up, trying to start some shit.
Maybe you just got into the Jägermeister.
Maybe he drank,
There's the
he
most
drank like
plausible
2
thing
bottles
I've
of
heard.
Jaeger and just threw it up and died.
Fucking chugged a whole bottle of the Kraken.
Where's the first place? Most
I mean,
people.
that's how you do it. I mean, really, that is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Where's the first place most people get their opioid addiction?
From my butt.
From your mom.
She's cheap.
Nope.
No, I don't want to break your heart, but yeah.
Emergency rooms.
Yeah, wait.
Well, that's where most patients are first introduced to.
Oh, okay, I'm in pain,
opioid
and then I-
painkillers and. But what if?
Man, that's pretty scary to know that the reason most people are addicted is because they went to the hospital to get help.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have figured that it would have been the most reason that people get addicted is because they wanted to try fucking heroin.
Yeah, which.
You're saying
Yeah.
they're all accidental junkies.
Well, the majority of them, and what if they offered some over-the-counter pain medication instead of going straight to the opioids? And we now know the answer to what happens. They tested that approach on patients with broken bones, sprains, and found that pain relievers like Tylenol and Motrin worked just as well for short-term pain relief.
Well, if you broke your arm, how's that short term? That's going to be aching for a while.
Well, then you take a couple of more Tylenol later, but you shouldn't jump right to the opioids is what this survey, this study, this
Yeah, depending
test
on
is
your
showing.
injury, I completely agree.
Right.
I always thought it was weird that they I just never got. They gave me shit painkillers when it wasn't really bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I would fight. I knew all the different kinds of painkillers, and if it was like a real big break, I'd be like, "No, man, you ain't give me Vicodin. Like I need Percocet or something stronger." Oh, really? I'm like, "Yeah, look, dude, I don't want to argue. Look at it." And it was always like I would if I was ever arguing, it's because I fully had an argument. You know what I mean? Like my shit was snapped, and you were trying to, or you know what I mean? I broke my wrist, and they're trying to give me
Codeine
yeah,
for
no,
whatever
not
it is.
codeine. They're trying to give me
Tylenol.
Tylenol, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what Tylenol? I'm like, you just fucking popped it back in. You gotta give me Vicodin. Never was it just you got a cut and we're gonna give you Vicodin. They never gave me extra.
They shouldn't tell you what they're giving you, first of all.
Well,
Well,
they have to.
I guess so. But
Yeah.
I mean,
If you get a
Take
refill,
this
you
pill,
want,
kid.
you'll
You'll be
find
alright.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we all know that it works whether.
If you break your bones,
Mhm.
I actually agree. I think that Tylenol, like the really strong ones, they do work. But painkillers don't make the pain go away. Painkillers make thinking about the pain go away, and that's like
Right.
with broken bones. That's why I mean, it depends on what you've broken. Fractures, I don't feel like you really need it, but you could fracture it somewhere else where there could be a nerve there, and you do really need it. It depends on the person, but most of the time, I would say if your shit doesn't look like it's really bent, and there's like a hairline fracture, I don't see why you should be taking.
Yeah, well, what
and,
this-
and try like the 500 milligram or whatever, Tylenol prescription level, and then try smoking a joint.
Yeah, that should have
Well,
worked too.
the point of the study is that this over-the-counter pain medication does work in those situations just as good as the opioid. So why not start there? And they say that I mean, there's millions of people who are addicted to opioids in America, but if that's the number one place people get their addiction from, and if they can make a small dent in that, it'll mean
Isn't
a
Donald
number
Trump
of
making
people.
a small dent in that?
Yeah.
That's one of the main things he's
There
talked
you go.
about doing. So
Yeah, he's on that. Well, because, like, right, this reminds me of that thing of where a lot of guys came back from Vietnam, like, addicted to heroin or morphine or
Mhm.
whatever, but then the question became, well, a lot of people got treated with morphine, how come all of them didn't get addicted? And it seems like you kind of need, speaking broadly, a combination of you give the person the drug, but they also have some sort of personal issue that the drug addresses.
right.
You know, they have some kind of emotional damage or something like that. And I think it's the same thing with the opioids. I think a lot of it's not a coincidence that a lot of the most depressed, like economically depressed areas of America are the ones that have the worst opioid problem, because you give the people the drug, but then like high flyers take the pills for a couple days and then get off them and go back to their high flying, awesome, rewarding life. People whose lives are kind of shitty stay on the pills because it helps them escape from their shitty life.
Yeah, yeah. You had no idea how good life could be when you figure out that drugs can turn it off.
Right.
Because I'm absolutely positive that the first time I got drunk, it beat all your first times you got drunk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never forgot it. It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life. Like all those other times when those drugs, the first time, really kicked in, I think that there was a thought in my mind where it will not get any better than this moment right now. Where I
Right.
feel like other people are like, yeah, it was all right. And I remember thinking, all right?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave that mindset ever again. And then, obviously realizing that if you take ecstasy for like 3 days straight, you fucking die. so you gotta come back.
An accomplished registered dietitian is advocating eating multiple hamburgers in one meal.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's
I
working
mean,
out.
this is bullshit.
I'm fucking wearing sweatpants for the last week, just eating multiple hamburgers.
She says most.
Dr. King, Dr. Burger.
Yeah. She says most people order a side of
He
fries
infiltrated.
with burgers.
Well-
Most people order a side of fries with their burger as a sandwich. Alone might not be enough. However, an order of fries adds a hefty number of calories without delivering nutrients to help you feel full and regulate your blood sugar. The additional burger is to replace.
What burger is this?
Are they
Is
asking
to
for
replace
What
the
kind of
French
burger?
fry.
an extra patty or an additional
No,
burger
having
bun
an
toppings?
extra hamburger.
Look, he's saying that fried potatoes versus meat, tomatoes, salad, and some bread on there, that does have more nutrients in it than the deep
And protein,
fried
yeah.
potato.
But this is like saying I recommend eating 2 cans of lard because eating a can of lard and drinking a bottle of cyanide is
Well,
worse
you know what?
for
Not
you.
necessarily. If you're talking about fast food, then yeah. But if you make your own burger, You make your own burger can not be a bad for you meal at all. I mean, you don't have to have cheese on it. If you want to put cheese on it, well then okay, you got a little bit of dairy. You don't have to have the worst bread in the world. You can get healthy bread. Sourdough bread's very good for you. Did you know that?
I did not.
It is true. That's the only white bread that's good for you.
Huh.
And then you can have like a grass-fed beef patty or a turkey patty or a veggie patty. Put your own shit on it and make it better, in my opinion, than fast food restaurant burgers. And then I don't really see anything unhealthy about that burger. You know,
Fair enough.
it's probably good for you. Unless you have a wheat intolerance or whatever it is, and then okay, maybe you shouldn't have bread. You poor bastard.
And
I fucking hate lettuce wrap burgers.
do you
They
eat
fucking suck.
mayonnaise on your?
I don't eat mayonnaise. I'm
you
against
don't eat
mayonnaise.
it at all.
I'm
You're against
complete- yeah,
mayonnaise.
yeah.
Kevin, I would imagine you're against
I'll
mayonnaise.
eat veganese. I don't even know why. Just because I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't have the same shit in it. Probably got even more shit in it.
Do you eat
I
mayonnaise,
tried.
Kevin?
I tried to get into veganism.
Well, hang on. The veganese thing is, I don't own any, and I don't go, oh, this thing needs veganese. It's just I've had a burger from like a Real Food Daily where I see that it wrote that it had veganese in it. Otherwise, if it says mayonnaise, I will make sure to tell the person that I don't want that in my shit.
Why? Because you just don't.
Don't like it. When I'm in Europe and they have them on fries, I'll have that.
All right, so you can eat it.
Yeah.
It's like a
But
protein
only when I'm there because I feel like they've got different mayonnaise.
Kevin?
It's like fries mayonnaise or something.
I like mayonnaise, but I do my best to avoid it because I know it's bad.
Is it really that bad?
And tell him.
It's terrible for
Okay.
you. I don't. There's just a couple things I eat it in, but I eat those things pretty frequently.
Tuna salad.
Tuna salad, ranch, salad.
Pretty hard to
dressing.
eat tuna without mayonnaise in it. It's kind of a weird thing how that really worked out.
I had that for lunch today. I do that once or twice a week.
Yeah, when I used to try and lose a lot of weight, I would have the tuna in spring water, and
Sucks.
it really needs mayonnaise.
It needs that mayonnaise.
There's a lot of people that are really grossed out by mayonnaise.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm actually one of them, believe it or not. Like
Makes no
eating,
sense.
But I love tuna salad, but eating like a tablespoon of mayonnaise straight would be vile.
Yeah, that sounds
I have
like
to lose a bet.
Paul Rosen is a professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania. He's the person that coined the phrase benign masochism to describe why people like to eat hot foods, like spicy things.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's been researching disgust since the 80s. And why people are disgusted by certain things. He says the one thing that everyone can agree on is disgusting is
Spicy mayonnaise. Come.
feces.
Oh.
He says
What about people that eat poop?
feces is the universal disgust. It's like disgust number one. It originally evolved as a way to keep humans safe. We don't want to be around other people's bodily fluids. You get diseases that way. This research has led him to figure out why about 20% of human beings hate mayonnaise. He says, number one, it's mayonnaise's texture. Its viscous quality is a sort of thickness that you get from a fluid oozing out of a carcass.
Cheers.
But there's other things that I think are kind of similar. Like there's shit that you could put on top. It's no bullshit. Because the stuff that you put inside like a Boston cream donut is like the exact same texture as mayonnaise, and plenty of people love that.
But it's sweet.
I love that.
No, but you're saying the texture, and I'm saying there's other foods with an identical texture that people like.
Yeah, but I believe the sweetness takes the sting off of the grossness.
Yeah.
I think you are willing to overlook that. Well, the other part is basically the same. The creamy appearance looks like something that somebody popped out of a zit.
No fucking way. Boston cream.
Well, there are certain things that you won't eat because of the consistency, correct?
Shit.
Like when I was a kid, I wouldn't eat
I'll
oatmeal.
eat a frozen shit.
Because oatmeal reminded me of vomit.
Yeah, well, that makes no sense.
Why?
Because oatmeal doesn't have any color.
Okay, well, you don't notice the color when it's in your mouth.
That's not
Talking about vomit or oatmeal.
No.
That's why I didn't like it. Some people won't eat oysters because they don't like the consistency of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not. It's not.
It is pretty snotty.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's not.
No, it's not.
It's snot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very
exactly.
snotty.
Yes, you might think it's delicious, but it's not.
It's nature's snot.
I don't think I'm bummed out by any sort of consistency. I was just going over like the list in my brain.
What's the big list of things that would bum people out? I don't think there's a whole lot of consistencies that bother me either.
Man,
I don't eat fur.
Yeah, that's not
Fur's
good.
gross.
Yeah, I don't like hair in my mouth.
I don't like to eat a napkin.
You know what consistency?
I don't eat clumps of aluminum foil.
What consistency I can do
Oh
without
God, that's freaking me out right
is,
now.
you know when you have like if like a boiled chicken kind of thing, like sometimes if you have like a chicken that goes like a cream sauce over pasta, like old school like Russian kind of shit, and then the skin stays like rubbery and has the little bumps on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can do without that texture.
I don't like if I'm eating chicken and you bite into one of those chewy chunks.
Rubbery bits.
Yeah. I don't like eating farts. Like I'm hanging on the couch and then my dog farts and I'm sitting there and all of a sudden it goes in my mouth and I'm like eating a fart.
Well, speak for yourself.
What about speaking about farts? Or are you done?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to take a break? We'll be back with farts.
We'll be back with farts.
We actually do have farts prepared.
Cool.
I was.
Oddly
I wasn't lying. It dropped?
So you think I should try and get Danny for Friday then, since Thursday's looking
Yeah.
pretty packed?
Thanks, bro.
Do you want to do that Tyrese story coming back? Okay.
So what do we got, Fards?
Got farts, got two more Ellis fans, got talent submissions, and there's a Tyrese story to rejoin with.
All right.
So the listener farts are on the fart page. They are the ones in the middle column, all in blue.
What are you doing right now? I'm staying here.
Okay.
And Tully, I've got 2 more talent submissions after the farts.
Yep.
We are filthy, godforsaken animals.
Last week, Tyrese took to the internet and social media to complain about how his friends had abandoned him, his so-called friends.
Millionaires and billionaires. Where are they now?
Right, as he fights a legal custody battle with his ex-wife.
Just wants his baby back, Michael. Bob.
I know. I just want to say barbecue sauce. So bad. That was one of the most effective TV ads of all time.
Huh?
Fuck you, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, whoever you were.
What, the baby back ribs?
Don't do it. Move on.
They brought
It'll
it back.
sink in more.
They
Go.
brought it back.
Go.
And
No! Stop! Stop! No!
This one is not catchy.
I
They
move.
tried crowbarring the worst words in there.
Move the
It
fuck
does
on.
not flow.
Move the fuck on.
Well, Tyrese
Yeah.
has a couple of friends.
Yeah. He patched things up with The Rock, right?
Yeah, well,
That's good.
I think that was a negotiated patch up of like, don't do this to yourself, man. This is a fight you cannot fucking win. If you're
Yep.
serious about taking care of your daughter, don't alienate the only job you have.
Yeah. There
Right.
you go. Good move.
And his knights in shining armor, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Ah, there you go. Those guys have got time, power, and great advice, and you'll take it from them because, I mean, how are you going to stop these two?
And more importantly, they have tons and tons of money. They have given Tyrese $5 million
For what?
to help keep him afloat, so that Benihana's does not need to close. And so his daughter's legal fees will be paid.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't.
They told him.
I feel like
they
Fate
said-
of the Furious just came out.
They
How
said,
could he...
here's the money. Now get off and stay off the internet.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He took to Instagram to thank them.
Oh.
Do you think his logic was Instagram's not internet?
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, just this once.
Yeah, right. That and now he's
One
done.
final score.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has he posted
Oh,
anything
man.
since then?
I don't follow him.
Has he?
One for Meek Mill, the rapper who just got tossed back into jail for violating probation, and then this video, which I haven't seen yet, but Tyrese looks like he's in a good mood.
Is he smoking a blunt?
Looks like it's just a cigar.
What?
Yeah, he looks broke in that fur coat with a giant stogie.
Oh my god.
What's he saying? What's
Okay, can we?
Keisha Lamp Bottom?
Keisha Lampbottom.
Yeah, what's a Keisha-
Is she running for some sort of office? Right. So I'm assuming she is running for some sort of. Look up Keisha Lampbottom in the Atlanta area. Fun fact: you can only vote for Atlanta elected officials if you live in Atlanta.
Can I just point out that what do you think the odds are that Coca-Cola actually sent him that for product placement versus he just said shout out to Coca-Cola for the goods and really just got that at the liquor store on the way back home?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the second situation.
Right? Like Coca-Cola need this guy.
And also in the very beginning he said still waiting for that wire from Will and Jada. So he directly commented on the money and saying he was still waiting for it, which is such a dick thing to do when somebody offers to lend or give you $5 million.
Right? Just give you.
You know, even in light of all that stuff, I do feel bad for him. He was a really nice guy when he came in here.
Yeah.
I got nothing against the dude. That's gotta suck going through all that shit with your daughter.
Yeah, no.
But then again, you might get your point across better if you're not talking about how broke you are, you know, in a fur coat.
And it seems
talking
like
about how you're about to go on a flight to go fly to another state just so you can vote and then fly back.
Yeah, it seems like you're not broke at all, right? Seems very rich.
Yeah.
It's a sympathetic problem, but there are more and less sympathetic ways of conveying your problem to the world.
Yeah.
No one can disagree that if you're having trouble being able to see your daughter, that's a problem, but yeah, he's not adding to my sympathy. He's actually draining my sympathy in the way that he's.
Wait, he has a transformer in his backyard?
Yeah, that looks like.
So fucking what? Why would you want a transformer in your backyard?
If you don't know him by now, Jason, you'll never know him.
Oh my god, he's pacing. Wait, he's pacing in front of a transformer?
With another stogie.
Oh my god, I mean, he's got to sleep. Maybe he's not sleeping.
Yeah. He's like the new Amanda Bynes.
Right?
Maybe there's a reason he's not allowed to see his daughter.
Yeah, something's going on. He really needs to stop. And who's holding the camera and egging him on to... Wait, now he's dancing in front of the...
Oh, man.
I don't know.
God, working at his house is the worst job ever.
I know.
Okay, come on out to the pool. You're going to hit record and I'm going to dance in front of the
know.
transformer. And we're going to put it on Instagram.
Who's taking all the photos?
Oh my
Who
God,
has
that's
to
a
agree
screen
to-
capture of him. He took a picture of himself on the phone with Jada Pinkett Smith, and it actually is in his phone, the contact as actress Jada Pinkett Smith.
Just in case you didn't know who Jada Pinkett Smith was?
Yeah, I'm getting calls all the time from Jada Pinkett Smiths. How do I know which one you are?
You could be my plumber.
You know you're a tight friend when you're written in there as actress Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right?
Man, I don't understand how it all works, but I don't wish anything bad on him. He seems like a really nice guy, like Kevin said when he came in. He's a cool dude, and I maybe the pressure of divorce has made him lose sleep and then sort of lose grip on exactly what's going on. Maybe he's under more pressure than we know. I don't know. $5 million. Imagine if you owed $5 million though for getting divorced. Even if you were rich, that would still be, Yeah,
for sure. And then there's always like the argument to be made that sometimes fame and fortune eventually goes to your head and makes you a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if everybody on the staff instantly we all got like $50 million deposited in our banks, who do you think would be the biggest weirdo from it?
I mean, you're not surpassing me no matter how much money you get. Right?
No,
I mean, I'm the fucking idiot, right? If I get 50 million, then I'm the one that demonstrates moron harder than all of you, right?
You think you would probably go off the deep end?
I don't.
Who deals with that the craziest?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the obvious.
Yeah,
one.
right.
I'm trying to think of who's the second most
Yeah,
likely.
I mean, probably Kevin. I mean, Betsy's already got it, and she's gripped.
Right.
Will would be. Will would just be 1,000 times more pleasant all the time.
No, he wouldn't. No,
he would.
because he would just bitch about how he.
See, if you want to defend yourself, I completely allow this because.
Tully's in my phone as that asshole.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that is Will's problem in life. I think if Will had that, then there would be no reason to be bummed out anymore. He could live in a house and his own house and have kids around, and he probably, the only thing that I think it might be a worry is his wife taking more of the money that he just got. I just realized.
That's where I was going with that. It's
Okay.
like I don't know how much.
Yeah, well, it took me a second.
It was not earned during the marriage, so.
Yeah, but if you were married over 10 years, they still have an argument, a gripe to get it.
Like
No,
I'm saying.
No, I'm another divorced man. And I know it, and that's why that's why we're talking about this, because it gets to the point where it really isn't fair. You know, when someone takes your money after you're broken up just because they heard you make more money, that's really not fair. And for the government to be like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Like, they really should try to, you know, because that's I mean, I've heard that recently. I was like, oh yeah, well, you make more money now, so I would just get more money anyway. And I'm like, wait, what? So you could. People only, and that's like, my ex doesn't want to do that because she's not a psychotic moron. But what about if you cheated on your wife and then she knows that? Why wouldn't she make your life hell for as long as she can?
Man, I really wonder if in our lifetime that will change at all. It is really insane. Now, I'm not defending infidelity, but it is really fucking insane. And I think even the most prude woman who's listening right now, if she really listens to what I'm saying, could understand where I'm coming from. Let's say I have $100 million and we are married, and then one time I stick my dick in one other lady and you find out, and as a result I owe you $50 million. Can you honestly say that punishment fits the crime? I'm not defending the crime, but we all know that you don't pay $50 million for a parking ticket. You don't pay $50 million for stealing a loaf of bread. Is that a $50 million crime? I think we should just set up a scale of, like, here's how much these things are worth. Like, if I cheated on you, like, you can't get more, like, we cap it. You can't get more than $1 million for that. Doesn't matter how much money I have.
Yeah.
What about if you don't make $1 million a year and then they get $1 million out of you for cheating on someone?
Well, that's why I'm saying you have to cap it. You couldn't just set. You couldn't just set. Yeah, it's $1 million.
Because you could say the punishment fits the crime, but I don't think that it fits for lots of people. I feel like the child support, whatever, spousal support, sometimes it's not exactly fair. You know?
Yeah.
People just take as much as they can.
There's
like,
so
I don't
many
wanna-
I'm sorry, real quick. There's just so many things I feel like I could do that in my mind are actually worse than fucking somebody else, but our society still sees that as the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like there's just a couple of
Red lines?
there's a couple of rules that are in place where I don't see anybody having a legitimate argument where you would change my mind. You know, some of the rules are just like, well, wait, you should just not do that one. It's kind of like, you know, at one point you couldn't have an MMA fight in New York City. It took like 5 years to get rid of that. Instead of just, oh, really? Somebody wrote that? Oh, we'll just change that right now. Because that makes no sense.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to pry too deeply into Will's life, and I'm only using this just because it's an example that makes sense. But, like, is there a point in time where Will could hit, you know, the Powerball jackpot and his ex-wife wouldn't have a leg to stand on trying to take some of it? Or is this just a life thing? Like, for the
Will,
rest of your
come
life,
in.
if you just randomly get $50 million put in your bank account, is there ever a point in life where that's just yours to keep?
No, because wouldn't you just have to give half of that to the government immediately?
Well, yeah.
I'm not an attorney. Jason's my attorney. I'd like for him to answer that question.
You have to give half to the government.
And then, what about in spousal support? In the state of California, once
if
you've been
she-
married
if-
for 10
here we
years,
go.
you pay for life.
And no
Even
matter
if-
what
no,
the
no.
quality of life slides to on your end,
There would have to be a separate lawsuit, I think, brought to get that money.
It's not. I found out that it's not 10 years. It doesn't matter. they can have a shot at it no matter what. If
It's
you
not
get a
tough,
if you
why?
get a raise, they can have a shot at it.
Okay.
And forever. Like, let's say in 10 years from now, the show got really big, and I got really, like, like Jamie Foxx money. She could, and if it was reported, she could hear that and go, "Oh, I want, I want more money."
Also, though, on the other side of that coin is,
She could lose that too, but she could. That's a full-on argument that she could do it.
let's say a woman, she is, going to school. She's going to be a dentist, and she gives that up to stay at home and take care of the kids, and so that the guy can pursue his career. Then she's given something up for, the rest of her life.
I understand. I get that angle of things.
Well, and also you can make the same case for if somebody let's just say, you believe, you've invented the personal computer or something like that, and I let you go out in the garage and tinker with this thing and be the crazy person at dinner parties like, I swear to God, this will change the world. Everybody's going to own one of these thingamabobs one of these days, and I paid all the bills while you did that, and then you just become IBM or Bill Gates, and you just make more and more and more and more money, but I could always credibly say you never would have gotten that product off the ground. It never would have been more than a dream if I hadn't kept you going for those 4 or 5 years in the beginning. Because you could not balance a job with that. The fact of the matter is we had that arrangement. You worked on your crazy invention. I paid all the bills.
And the final point.
Yeah,
of it is,
and when is that scenario
I don't know.
ever existing?
I don't know.
What about the one where you just did it and you got the money and then you break up and then they just take it
Yeah, it's like
and they didn't do anything?
we made a mistake. We got married. We shouldn't have gotten married. We got divorced. We corrected that mistake 20 years ago. Why do I still have to give you more money every time I get a fucking raise?
but
Yeah, who made that loophole possible?
the only
What's the point of that one? Because he was a very bad man, and vice versa, a woman who has the most money too. Why the fuck should the guy be able to have more money from you later because you made more money? Like, it's not. Who wrote that in there?
The only exception to what Tully's talking about in capping it is that, when it comes to children, the government only cares about that the children are taken care of. So they don't care what circumstances you go through or the wife or anybody else, as long as the kids get taken care of.
More importantly, I see some calls about it, but I don't really want to talk about it. Jess, go ahead. Yeah. I don't go to strip clubs that much anymore, and was kind of unaware that everybody in the strip club had butt plugs in.
No.
Don't think I've been to that establishment.
No. It's gotten very, very big.
Oh.
I must be going to more cutting edge strip clubs than you are.
Where are you? Where everybody in the club had a butt plug? Ah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Come
you
on
do.
down to Plug and Chugs.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they were just stickers. The girls
Maybe
on
they
Butthole
were,
Show.
maybe they were all about to get butt fucked.
Maybe they were incontinent and couldn't risk it.
I don't know. There's no need to be speaking childish, blinking from your ass. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying, Will?
No. Yes.
What do you do? Well, you walk into a strip club and all the chicks have plugs in their asses.
I'm like, woo! I'm
Woo!
glad I'm
Yeah.
here at the plug place.
You celebrate butt plugs in women.
Like, is it
Why
comfortable
not?
for her to give you a lap dance while she has a butt plug in?
She's
Yeah, is
the
that
one that
thing
made
gonna-
that decision. I didn't make that decision for
Am I gonna
her.
get hit in the nads with a butt plug?
Hey, don't stay away from the tasseled one.
Can I put my mouth on the base of the plug? I mean,
Can
that's
I?
got nothing to do
I
with
wish
her.
you would.
What about if she had a butt plug with a little pee-pee on the end of it? Could I suck that off?
Yes.
If I suck off
That's
a little
allowed.
pee-pee butt plug,
Mhm.
does that make me gay?
No.
Right?
That's not what makes you gay.
I know, right?
Also, if they're keeping butt plugs in their ass
Can't do it, Mark.
all shift every day, that's gonna like permanently stretch their buttholes out.
No, it's not.
You can't have stuff in your ass that long without like permanent change.
That's not true.
You cross your eyes, it'll stick that way.
Yep. Only if the wind's blowing
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. If you hit her in the back of the neck, she has the butt plug in. Stay that way.
I swallowed it.
Mark, welcome to the show. Hey.
there's a success story.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you, dude.
I believe I know somebody who, and I'm sure these things vary state by state, who was asked for a certain amount of money from his wife, and he thought it was a little high, but he also had a pretty good sense that he was about to upgrade his career, so he agreed to it, but also capped it at what she was requesting. And then when his career took off, she wasn't able to escalate it. I think they just made that side agreement.
See, I think that's it's like you got to work the system. It's like if you do get a divorce, and you say that you want to pay this much, but you want to mention that you want to cap it. But if you're just like a dude who gets divorced, you don't know that you're supposed to say that you want to cap it. You don't want to. You want to write in there that she can't, just in case you make more money, she can't have more. And really, what are the odds of most of us making dramatic raises from that? It doesn't happen that often, but it's just weird to know if it does. Even more proof, like if it does happen, you really did something significant to make a giant jump in your salary. You as an individual person, after not being with them. And that's wild that any state, because obviously different states, different rules, but that any state says, yeah, 10 years, 20 years from now, you made more money, she can take more money and fuck you. Like that's robbery.
What about if she gets a raise and I don't? Do you get to pay less?
Well, that's the other one. If they work more and make more money,
right.
it's not right. I know I sound like a Nick DePaul.
No,
but no, right.
Everybody it should be on a case by case basis. There should be some fairness to it. If I got divorced in my
but that
20s,
rule I don't think that rule should exist ever. That one. I don't think that there should be if he makes way more money or she makes way more money, I can now go back to court and take more of that. That shouldn't be on there. I don't care if he or she, the breadwinner, fucked everybody.
I paid your money through astronaut school. And now, now you're finally going to Mars.
Who are these divorced astronauts?
Well, what about if it's totally like predictable? And I know that these are rare scenarios, but like doctors go to medical school, and a lot of times, somebody does support them while they go through it, and then they do like their residency or whatever it's called, and they make jack shit. Like if I was a doctor and I was on the fence about my marriage, I would for sure get divorced right before I started making real money, because when you're going to start making real money as a doctor.
Well, there should be a circumstance.
That would be fucked up if a lady put him, hung around through the lean years of him becoming a doctor, and then he left a month before he started making real doctor money, and she never got a piece of that.
Yeah, look, there should never be a circumstance where there are no children, you got divorced when you were 20, and now you're still paying someone and you're 80 years old.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also wonder why how long it'll be until like ambulance chaser type lawyers start just cold calling people and be like, do you know that you've been married for like 9.5 years? Like, are you sure you're into this? Can I educate you about what happens if you split up a year from now?
Have you thought about murdering him and burying him in the backyard and feeding the rest of the pigs? Sorry. Hey, Alex, welcome to the Jason Ellis Show. Hey.
Hi, Alice.
Oh. See, and look how angry that guy is. Do you know what I mean? You really got to watch what you do with your penis. Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's the other way around. What about Britney Spears and Kevin Federline? Does, if Britney starts doing a lot of shows in Vegas and it turned out really successful, does Kevin have a right to come in and say, hey, I want more money because you're making more money? Because if that's the case, then I don't care if it's a man or a woman that's getting it. I only care that rule shouldn't exist. That's all I'm saying. Women, like same scenario for Britney, same scenario for me. 20 years from now, I make $10 million a year. Nobody's getting any except the government. That's it. You don't go back saying shit. That rule, gone.
Didn't Kevin Federline get more money?
Like smoking on planes.
Like when she was like getting crazy, he got more custody of the kids, but he got more money with it too? Or am I just totally imagining?
More custody.
That might make sense. But that's a little bit different. More custody than you're with the kids. You need more money.
Care of
But you can get a lot of money for, to go from now I have the kids 5 days a week. I need to go from $2 million to $5 million a year. Like it doesn't cost that much.
$35 grand a month he made.
He must have really liked the next chick.
Chillin'. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the wedding that Dingo went to, right?
I don't know. Did he?
Believe so.
Okay. Wow.
And
That's
now he
so much
only
money.
gets $20,000.
Oh, yeah, I just realized there's no.
Bum, bum,
He
bum.
did not get. He's on
That poor
fire.
bastard.
Oh, man, he's on fire. But he has like a lot of kids, though, right?
Yeah, I think he.
Like, I think a lot.
He enjoys fathering.
Doesn't that money, a lot of that money that he gets from Britney, go to a bunch of other ladies?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Right? Dude, that's
Wow.
so crazy. That's so crazy to have that many kids in the world.
He's like the most inexplicable, irresistible guy. He's like right up there with Rick Salomon.
Yeah.
Forgot
Yeah.
who Rick Salomon is.
I mean, he's
He
pretty
was the
much
guy-
a punchline.
He was the guy who was in the Paris Hilton video. He was married or in a relationship with Pam Anderson after the Paris video.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
He's a likable lad, isn't he?
Well, a couple girls seem to like him.
That says a lot about them. Dan, welcome to the show. It's funny when you mention, I feel like there's a lot of people that probably don't get divorced and live a life of hell because they know if they get divorced that they will be taken to the cleaners. So therefore that is the existence of their life forever, for till death. Just stay in the pocket of hell because the law, the law will destroy you if you say you want out. It's a weird rule. Thanks, dude. It's a weird thing how they, because I feel like women don't get, as fair a crack as men do, but in that one, what the fuck is that?
That's funny. That's the exact same thing that I was thinking. I think we can mostly all agree that there is some institutional sexism against women, but not in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird how they squeaked out a win on that one.
Yeah. You go, girl.
I say fuck you. That's so fucked up. Sorry. I mean, if it's fair, it's fair.
No, of course, I'm joking.
Then but when it's not fair, and the law is the one backing it, like they're the one that's like, no, yeah, we're on the not fair tip.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
weird shit.
their attorney is going to be like, yeah, dude, is going to get them amped up to want more money because they're going to make more money that way as well.
It won't work out in the long run, getting that extra money.
Just don't get married unless you are absolutely positive that you're going to be poor forever. No,
Honestly,
this is like you're seriously like your best friend and nothing will ever change.
I think it's really tough if you are single and then you become successful. The chances of finding a good person after that, because now you're in the circle of people that only hang out with rich dudes that are successful.
That's why you got to go out and wear a disguise, your hobo disguise, and find a woman.
That's why you gotta fuck them if you got them.
Yeah.
Don't die.
Nothing to go over today. Rob Flynn locked in for 1 p.m. on Thursday. Hubel will be in at 2 p.m. that day. Dingo on Friday. I've got a full rundown for tomorrow. In case Theo Vaughn gets back to me, then we can of course push that stuff. Likewise with Jake Paul. But for now, I wouldn't count on either of them.
We can not count on either.
At the moment, yeah. I will of course, then an updated one rundown if that changes. But in the back of your mind, they're a possibility.
Okay.
And you can cut the audio.